One second. Finally got these. Actually, they were. I guess you can't see that. Sour Patch Kids. This is actually one of my Christmas gifts. I guess it would have been a good idea to show you guys some of those. Let's see. I'll just tell you because telling's almost as good. I got a RoboCop comic, which I have back there somewhere. I've got the Ultimate Guide to the Fantastic Four, which I think that might have been a joke on one friend's part because I love the Fantastic Four so much. Also, it's one comic about like a Punisher satire where he just is kind of this retired superhero who's going around killing all his villains, which is pretty cool. I got the movie Wizards, which is awesome. Also got Coonskin, which I've never seen before, but I don't know if it's going to be as awesome as that. Also got an awesome Star Trek poster. Let's see, what else did I get? I'll have to show you guys that like in another stream. What was another one? I feel like there's some other stuff. Oh, just some gift cards and whatnot. Hoping to get that PS4 fairly soon, and then I can jump on some games, hopefully. But yeah, anyway, I guess that was kind of a weird intro. Welcome to this random live stream I'm doing. We could talk about whichever you guys want that's going on now, relating to all the topics I typically do discuss. I just couldn't sleep. Like I kind of was just I slept in like hardcore today, and I guess it's gonna really mess me up. So I'll probably only do this for like an hour or two. But regardless, whatever. Like if you guys want to hang out, whatever. Let me see here. What's going on in the world? I just saw the movie Sisters, which wasn't too bad. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Was decent, I suppose. Let me check here. I guess I could find the oh, that's a good idea. If you guys are asking questions, I guess I better find it. Standard stuff. Standard stuff. Going to the live now. Oh, live now. Oh yeah. Well, Star Wars, of course, saw recently as well. You guys know how that is. Whatnot. Yeah, there was a big discussion I had with Zorro, Smoke Raider. George was there. That was a fun review. I'm excited for the Hateful Eight. Probably going to see that pretty soon. Currently, I'm rereading Berserk because, I just forgot how awesome that manga is. And I got the first couple volumes, looking through that again. Also trying to read Durara because I heard about that one. Also, this one random manga about like wine drinking. I forget what that one was called. Also trying to get caught up on Batman, Spider-Man. But I was watching. I haven't watched the most recent episode of Supergirl. I guess I'll catch up on that. Though the last couple episodes of that haven't sucked, so that's something. I'm probably the biggest thing I'm excited about though next year is at the moment, like the first thing is probably the X-Files. I think that coming out will be pretty awesome. Hopefully I hope it kind of resolves some mythology stuff. I actually, my X-Files hype is so big right now. Like I can't even, okay. I actually went back and watched both movies, and I'm actually listening to an audiobook of the X-Files. And I don't typically listen to audiobooks, like maybe once in my life, but yes, I'm listening to an X-Files audiobook right now, which to be honest is pretty good. And it was funny, I was listening to it and it takes like 45 minutes to actually get to, Scully and Mulder, but even building up to that, it was pretty awesome. Let me see here. Where do I find hold on. I'll figure this out. I do live streams so rarely. Hopefully there'll be a more common thing next year because people love live streams. They love our live reactions and live reviews. I don't know how much I'm going to do that, but I am probably going to be doing, I guess that's probably a good topic. Plans for the next year. I'll recap this later, of course, but basically, I think for next year, what I'm going to be doing is a little more of a focus again on kind of reestablishing the roots of my channel, because I guess I feel like I kind of went all over the place with stuff I was talking about, and to some degree that was on me. and it was also I was trying to base it on requests. But then I felt like I was catering to some people, and other people weren't as interested. So I'm gonna get back to focusing on anime stuff primarily, which is the main purpose of the channel. And I'm gonna get back into some good old Dragon Ball FMA discussions, also Berserk, Hunter x Hunter, Hakusho, and I'm gonna try and do some more like episode or discussions regarding new seasonal anime and stuff that's coming out next year. Just try to get you guys some more focus on that, and I will be talking about other stuff as well. But I do want to kind of get back on that anime focus, and then everything else will just be stuff that I'm interested in. And if you guys want like a really in-depth request on stuff that you can support through donations to the Patreon, that'll be helpful. But yeah, that's basically going to be sort of the rough goal, and I'll give you guys more of an idea. Actually, I have a bunch of the projects I'm going to be doing posted on the website, so feel free to check them out there. Let's see. Oh, yeah, apparently there's like, it's funny. The YouTube anime community has been like really, really slow lately, I guess, in terms of output from people, and I'm not entirely sure why that was. I guess maybe Naruto ending. And then I guess a couple big people leaving. And then, of course, the biggest people aren't really involved with anything else, unfortunately. So, there you go. But apparently for Neverworld and Devil 4 Anime are fighting. And I'm like, literally two people that I care nothing about, like whatsoever. Oh, man. And I just think it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. Like people care about that. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Do I care? Not really. Not really. Actually, I have more issues with Watch Mojo right now, to be completely honest with you. Completely honest with you. What the? Trying to find the. Oh, here we go. There it is. All right. Now I can watch your guys' comments. Sorry about that. Took me a second. I don't need any moderators. Dub Zombie. How you doing, man? Hey, I'll acknowledge you. What's up, man? Dub Zombie is one of my more vocal subscribers, which I always appreciate. He's requested a ton of things, which I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to, man. It's funny. It's actually, it must be fate or something, because you requested all those Planet of the Apes things, and through the HBO special thing or whatever, they had all the movies. So I just watched them all recently. I'm probably going to combine all the discussions into one video, if you don't mind. But then I'll talk about the new ones, and I'll keep that a secret, since I'll give you a specific video. But I do like the Planet of the Apes stuff. I'm glad you asked for that. I thought about making an anti-Watch Mojo channel. It's funny you bring that up, because I literally am going to do a video. I'm planning this. I know it doesn't really matter, but I'm going to do a video where I literally declare war on Watch Mojo, because I'm sick of Watch Mojo. And it's like, and I'll elaborate on this later, but I'll tell you guys now, like Watch Mojo, from a money-making standpoint, they're doing great. They figured out a perfect formula, but it's so safe. It adds nothing, and they have no integrity. And what's worse, it's so obvious that they don't know or care about what they're talking about. That's the worst part. If you're going to be that way, at least hide it better. You know what I mean? Hide it better. Literally, got like you guys know, I'm a very mellow guy. I try not to let things get to me. There are very few things that make me mad. The fact that they're that popular and people think of them as this official place to get information, it really makes me mad. Like and the thing is, I used to actually be kind of okay with Watch Mojo. I mean, like, okay, they're fairly generic. I didn't agree with everything, but once they started doing that anime stuff, like it's obvious. Like it's like I said, I'm just gonna talking about it now. Whatever. Like when you have the person that's doing the research and the person that's writing the script and the person that's reading the script not communicating, it's so obvious. It's like when they mispronounce a character's name or the show's name, I'm like, well, you obviously never watched this ever. You have no authority to discuss anything about it. I mean, it's just, breathe, Joe, breathe. So safe, adds nothing, reminds me of that new Star Wars movie. Oh, shots fired. Oh. Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, it's funny. Like, I'm around a bunch of people, like all my friends. They're all like on the Star Wars hype stream. Yeah, hype stream. hype train. Okay, all my friends, most of them are all like, "Oh man, Star Wars is awesome," and I feel like that's the general consensus is people always love Star Wars, no matter how bad it is. And okay, they get a decent movie, and people are like, "Ah!" Plus, with all the marketing behind it, but but it just kills me. Because you're right. I mean, it's basically the New Hope. It's literally modeled after all the safe Star Wars stuff, which is fine to an extent because you have to admit you're trying to cater to what people want, give them what they want. They're going to stick with the familiar. That's fine. But the next couple movies go a different direction. But yeah, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I review so many movies now and I've watched so much stuff now and I'm doing it on a consistent basis. It's hard for me to really just get truly absorbed into things now. You have to understand with Film Fanatics podcast, shout out, subscribe to them, by the way. I see and review almost every new release. Watching movies, I hate to say this, watching movies rarely has the same magic for me it used to, which is one of the downsides of it. But it's like, and maybe that's part of it. I feel like if I only saw 20, 30 movies a year in theaters like I used to, then that Star Wars movie would have blown my mind. But I've seen far better films than that this year. Far better. The Kardashians of top Kardashian. Thank you. I will admit maybe that's a little mean. But yeah, you're right. You're right. Not gonna lie. But anyway, yeah. I don't know. I'm so disenfranchised with that stuff. Let's see. We could talk about comics. How about in comics? Marvel, all their characters are dead, and they're replacing them with other people like Thor, the Hulk, Wolverine, Spider-Man, Captain America. How many people are going to be Captain America? Steve Rogers is Captain America, guys. Come on. Like, if you need to take a break for a year, fine. Just stop trying to force people to like things they don't want. But I guess that's better than DC, where everything sucks now, except for Batman, as usual. He's usually pretty consistent. Whew. Most anime is not that good now. Sorry. I mean, there's a couple good things here and there. One Punch Man was pretty cool. It's Zoro fanboy in the comments, and he's like, "Hey, Merlin," which he seems to be doing a lot lately. What's up, Zoro? How you doing? How you doing? I was actually planning to do a stream in a couple days for the end of the year, but I'm kind of bored now, so I'm just going to do a random one. Hopefully, it won't be too long. Depends on what you guys want me to talk about, and if you can make me angry, make me rant. Because they got me angry about Star Wars again. Not Star Wars. Watch Mojo. Aunt May for next Captain America. Yeah. You know what? Thank you. Speaking of Aunt May, okay, I want to hear your guys' thoughts about this. I want to hear your guys' thoughts, legitimately. Okay, all right. The news about Aunt May in the new Spider-Man movie. First of all, Spider-Man's in high school again, even though in the comics he was only in high school for 5 years. Okay, we got him again. Whatever. Aunt May is hot. Okay, she's Marisa Tomei. If you guys don't know who Marisa Tomei is, look up her picture. She's hot. Okay, she's like a very attractive lady, decent actress. I mean, I like her as an actress, I'm sure, but I mean, are they just trying to add sex appeal where it's not needed? You got Mary Jane, Gwen Stacy, Black Cat, Betty Brant. I mean, so many females that Spider-Man has been with, or it's been teased. You got to make Aunt May a sex symbol. I mean, I guess the version in the Ultimate Comics was kind of hot, but she was still in her 60s. Marisa I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of fundamentally wrong. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm bitching about something that doesn't need to be bitched about, but why? Why, man? But yeah, Captain America. Have you seen The Room? Oh, Room. Yeah, Room was an excellent movie. Oh, well, first of all, I'll tell you, Dub. I'm in love with Brie Larson. It's kind of one of the jokes on Film Fanatics. Like, I've got a forehead thing. Lady's got an amazing forehead. Oh, I'm in love. But no, Brie Larson was fantastic in the movie, and so was the young boy. Literally, I mean, spoilers. Probably one of the best movies of the year, but really intense. Really good movie. Never read the book, though. Just came back from Hateful Eight. Did you see it? No, I didn't see it yet, man. Probably going to see it tomorrow, or maybe I'll see it tomorrow. I don't know. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it's really good. Don't say anything to me about it. It's like my most anticipated movie. Don't tell me. But yeah, I'm sure it's good. I'm so excited for it. It's like I really am, but that's awesome. Yeah, I saw your post that you were out there. Totally go to see Hateful Eight. Yep. Oh, you got a huge crush on Jennifer Jason Leigh. You know, I hear that name thrown around, but I can never put a name to the face. Is that the girl that's gonna be hanged? Oh, oh man, I could just watch the trailer for that movie. Zorro, did you see it in glorious 78 millimeter? 70 millimeter. You know, Tarantino funded that himself. That he released them all across the theaters in that way. So it might take away from the budget of the movie, but who cares? It's Tarantino, great director, one of the best, probably my favorite. It's either him or Scorsese. Scorsese's really good too. Oh, Fincher's good, and so is David Lynch, and a lot of the Davids, Cronenberg, John Carpenter. Okay, John Carpenter might be my favorite, but anyway, who are you guys' favorite directors? I don't know. Anybody I missed? Let's see what else we got. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of Buffy and Angel. Actually, I've done with Buffy for a while. I'm on the last season of Angel. Yep, 70 millimeter glory. Yes. Oh, that makes me so happy. Maybe I don't know why. I kind of miss the old projectors, man. Got my Sour Patch Kids ready. Should have saved that, man. Oh, that's right. Hold on, I almost forgot. Oh. It was another Christmas gift. I got a harmonica. Oh man. Yeah, I'm just gonna start doing harmonica videos now. That's the whole channel. Single White Female is a good one with her. Oh, at Fast Times. You want to know something? Confession. Never saw that movie. Either of them. You found two movies I've never seen. The Hitcher's good though. Hitcher's good. 1 to 10, how good of a director is Michael Bay? From a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being lowest, 10 being highest? That's a really tricky question because Michael Bay is one of those people that I can't say he doesn't have talent because he knows how to shoot certain things very well. And he definitely knows how to cater to the lowest common denominator, giving us, tasteless crap, but that we'll all go see for a short period of time. So from a business perspective, he's a good director. I think some of his shots look good, in all honesty. I think he knows his way around a camera. He certainly is great with effects work and explosions. Yeah, exactly. He does what he does well. But can I say he has a lot of integrity, a lot of creativity? Does he challenge the audience? No. To put a number on it, honestly, Michael Bay's probably like a 6. Like I don't like what he does to franchises, but generally speaking, I don't care. Hello, Jennifer. You know what I mean? Generally speaking, this is the thing. With the exception of the Transformers and I guess kind of the Ninja Turtles movie, I actually don't mind Tarantino's films that much. Armageddon's dumb but harmless. Pearl Harbor was not good, but there are worse movies out there. The Bad Boys movies are entertaining. The Rock was a really good movie. Even Pain and Gain I actually enjoyed. So Michael Bay, it's like one of those things I don't like what he does to franchises. Okay, I think he's terrible at adapting that stuff. But when it comes to like original movies that are like criminal based or whatever, action films, he does okay. I mean, like I said, it's annoying, but I can't really say that he's a terrible director. I can't legitimately say that. I mean, everybody in the rap battle was better, but like he's successful for a reason, I think. So I don't know. Honestly, if it wasn't for the Transformers movies, I wouldn't really care. Who is the worst director that you've seen in your opinion? Oh man, the worst director. Oh man. I mean, I could tell you a lot of bad scripts I've seen over the years because I feel like that's a big problem too. It's how what's horrible? The only person that's coming to mind is George Lucas. I know you guys are thinking he's a great idea, man. But if you look at his directing in those movies, the prequels, he literally would talk to people for 2 minutes, like about what the shoot was for the day, and walk away. He's the most hands-off director possible. John Moore, what did he direct? Oh man. But seriously, George Lucas is probably up there. Man, somebody else bad as that though. I feel like there's probably somebody I have in mind. God, no. Shyamalan's not a bad director. He's a bad writer. He's a bad writer. That's he. I think a lot of the problems come with his writing, not his directing. That's why I didn't peg Shyamalan. And Shyamalan made some great movies once or twice. Everything else has been pretty much crap. The Omen. I like The Omen. I think it's a bit overrated, but I'm not bad. I'm trying to think of a really. See, the thing is, if there's a bad movie with bad directing, I tend not to remember the director too much. Oh, I got it. Brett Ratner. Brett Ratner. Don't like his movies, man. I think he does a sloppy job. Oh, Max Payne. Oh, good day. Never mind. Yeah, John Moore. Pretty bad. Okay, yeah. God, he did Max Payne. Those games are amazing. Talk about wasted potential. God, Bob. Apologize for the profanity, but man, that's some bad stuff. Oh shoot. Oh man. Let's see. What have I been getting into? I guess I could look back at my own stuff. We did. Oh yeah, I'm finally going to start watching more Gintama. I'm going to go through the story arcs. People seem to like that so far, and I finally watched Kaneko Man, which it's a lot better than I expected. So that was good too. Let's see here. We got to look at some other things. I think we did some good Phantom Group videos coming up for you guys soon. Zoro owes me a Guardian Devil video, by the way. Zoro. Yeah, when's that gonna happen? I checked on the Phantom Group like main page just randomly, uh, and I saw our Exploring Comics thing for the Dark Knight like almost a year ago. Man, this is how it is at the Phantom Group. We get it done eventually. Gotama, yes, almost like Saitama. I've been waiting for what? Been waiting for what? I am here every day. Zoro just forgets the plot. Like literally, the main thing. Well, all right. If you're still on when I get done with this thing, we'll do it. We'll do it, okay? Because it's been annoying me. It's like, I hope you refresh your mind. The best thing about that, the best thing about that comic though. Please don't tell them this, guys. But the ending of that comic is like I think what divides people about whether or not it's great or not. So we'll find out. I've been waiting. Oh God, it cracked me up. Okay, yeah, but let's do that if you're up because I'm serious. I don't know what I just can't sleep. Like I said, I saw Sisters, which was actually pretty funny after sleeping in a lot later than I should have. Let's see. Okay, I can literally tell you my day. Slept in a lot because went out, got some Arby's, wrote an article about Deadpool. So read it on the website, guys, if you're interested. Then I saw the movie, went back, did some D&D with some friends, and now I'm back here. I'm like, well, hell with it. I'm so awake. So yeah, guys, please ask me questions or give me something to talk about, or I'll just keep ranting randomly. Let's see. But yeah, trying to think of other stuff. But yeah, Bonkai posted a video I thought was really cool about how like 2016 is gonna be like the biggest year for fandom ever. Basically, I mean, you got the Deadpool movie, you got another Star Wars movie, you got Batman versus Superman, you got whatever Pixar or Disney are doing. You got you got like a Warcraft movie, Berserk anime, finally. I think the Gray Man's getting an anime, bunch of other stuff. It's like plus TV. You got like X-Files, Twin Peaks coming back. Huge stuff, huge. It's just like it's kind of amazing. Did I see the Berserk image? No. Message me it, please. Please do. Is it like a clip of the anime? Please do. Do you know what DMT is? The drug? I am unfamiliar with DMT. I typically don't do drugs, so not familiar with that one. Why do you bring that up? Favorite action star? Oh, that's easy. It's my favorite actor, man. My favorite actor. Okay, subscribers, people watching, can you guess my favorite actor? Yeah, throw some guesses. I'm curious to see what you guys think. It's actually more obvious than you might suspect. But yeah, throw a guess or two out. I'll give you a second to think about it. It's a really easy one. I'm waiting. Oh, and I won't tell you until I see one guess. Otherwise, you'll never know. You'll never know. Ooh, that's a good guess. Kurt Russell is a great actor. Definitely one of my favorites. But he's got a very limited filmography in comparison to this other gentleman. Arnold, also very close. Very, very close, guys. Very close. But he's my favorite actor, too. I wouldn't see either of those guys as my favorite actors. But my favorite action star is Bruce Willis. Love Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis is awesome. Very good actor. Probably seen better days. Probably past his high point, but very good. Very good. Great. Can't sleep and I'm eating sugar. Wonderful. Wonderful guy. Come, what am I thinking? I don't know. But yeah, like, people are like talking about how people are still making excuses about Kylo Ren. Oh man, like the point is he's a shitty villain and he's not supposed to be great. God. I can have one legitimate thing. Jennifer. Jennifer, are you a new subscriber? I feel like you're a newer subscriber. Guys, she just asked, have you seen Hunter x Hunter? What can somebody tell her what a little bit about that? Oh man, no, Jennifer. Yes, I've seen Hunter x Hunter. Actually, I got into it a couple years ago. I saw the original one, and then I saw the newer one a little after that. It was actually my good friend, the anime hero, that recommended it to me, and I fell in love with Hunter x Hunter, man. Like I loved it, and I was like a huge fan of it when it was out. Seriously, it was like my favorite anime for a while. But of course, there's no anime now, and there's a hiatus, so there's not much to talk about. But yeah, you can check out plenty of videos I've done on the channel. I've done a couple about Hunter x Hunter. Hisoka's like one of my favorite villains. Charles Bronson and Tony Jaa. That's good. Yeah, Charles Bronson's awesome. Is that why you like the Planet of the Apes so much? Do you like Soylent Green and other stuff? Is that what it's all about? That's what it's all about. Listen to me doing accents and stuff. Da, 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 da. Tom, yeah. Oh, yeah. Please, guys, share the video, like the video. All that good stuff. All that good stuff. I guess I'll put this in the J room. See if I can get some haters. And by the way, if anybody is a YouTuber, I'll just give you a little piece. Oh, I just went on to Facebook. Is that the image? Let me see. Wait. I think he said that's wrong image. Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna screen share this. Can I screen share this? Hold on. Google Hangouts. Where are you? Google Hangouts. Google Hangouts. Where are you? Google. There you are. I'll screen share this. Hold on. If I can remember how to do that. There we go. We'll just share that. So, whoa. There it is. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's really, it almost looks like it's CGI though. I mean, it's cool looking, but I don't know. I'm not immediately hyped about that. I'll say that much. not immediately hyped. Removed that, but Yeah. Anyway. Wow. Back to the thingy. Yeah, that looks cool. Uh, it's CG. Oh no! Wait. The new series. Wait. The new animated series is CGI. Is that what you're telling me? I'm not digging it, Merlin. Is that what I'm hearing? Because I was hype about this. Is that what they're doing? Is that what Zoro? Tell me. Is that what they're doing? He's typing so slowly. What it CGI Berserk? Ah man. Whatever. I guess. Whatever. Less hype. Less hype for Berserk now. Less hyped. Oh, man. That sucks. No love. Yeah, let me put this in. By the way, I like the. I gotta say, this whole anime was a mistake thing. Um, you know, we gotta talk about this because this annoys me to no end. This annoys me. Look, do you guys know that that quote was taken out of context? Like he never actually said those words. He was just angry about certain aspects of anime fandom, like otaku, which, to be honest, for the most part, I agree with him on. He wasn't hating on anime. The guy loves anime, obviously. It's his life. So, once again, mixed feelings about the J Room, I guess. But guys, I don't know. I don't know, man. It just seems wrong to hate on Miyazaki. He's an old man. He made some fantastic films. Without him, anime would have even less popularity over here than it does. So, I don't know. Always kind of irritates me, but whatever. J Room. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. Let's see. What else be going down? You Braid Runner. Comic books. Just posting random stuff at this point. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know about that image. Fucking. Seems to me yeah. He hates what anime has become. Well, I agree with him. I mean, based upon the interview, dude, you and I have talked about this. We talked about this on the fandom group all the time. Like anime, maybe we're exposed to more of it now because of just the way we access things to the media now. But I just feel like we get it all. We get all aspects of the whole Japanese animation subculture, and whether or not we embrace it or not, it's kind of an issue because it's like any fandom or anything. I mean, you're gonna have negative aspects, I guess, but it's just disappointing, man. I don't know. I kind of hate what it's become as well. Yu Yu Hakusho or Hunter x Hunter? Ah, yes. One of the age-old questions, which I'm sure I've answered a number of different times. Okay. This is how I feel about it, all right? Hunter x Hunter has potential to be better than Yu Yu Hakusho. It definitely does. I think that from a character perspective, it has a lot of potential. From a world building perspective, it's already explored a lot more. Its characters are potentially more interesting. It's got some really cool villains. It's got a lot more explanation of how the powers work, more than any other shonen battle series in history. Okay, the only possible runner-up, maybe like Naruto, maybe One Piece a little bit, but really Hunter x Hunter went incredibly detailed with that, and I like that. However, once again, because of the hiatuses and because of the fact that we may never even get a conclusion of Hunter x Hunter, I can't really say that an incomplete series is better than a complete one. Yu Yu Hakusho has a solid story, solid characters, great villains, great themes, great fights. There's really not much wrong with it. It's a good series, though. It's funny. Yu Yu Hakusho is one of those strange things where I feel like there's a lot of anime series from like the time that when I was growing up, when a lot of stuff through Adult Swim and Cartoon Network that were getting exposed to anime from that period in like the late 90s, early 2000s. Rurouni Kenshin and Trigun are other examples. They're like anime classics. There's a lot of people that know about them and like them, but People don't talk about it quite as much in the general mainstream as I think they need to. You know what I mean? Hakusho is a great show, but I feel like it's just not quite on the same level as other series, you know. But let's see. DMT is a chemical your brain produces. It can cause you to hallucinate and trip. LOL. Brought it up because I thought you said you and your friends did some DMT. Somebody's not listening, and I think Zora corrected you. Do you think the Star Wars Force Awakens will beat the top box office record of Avatar? Overall, yeah, probably. Um, I mean, I don't think it's. I mean, it came out too late in the year, I think, for it to beat some records. But yeah, it probably will. Like I said, they put so much money into it with their marketing. There's no doubt. It's everywhere, man. Yes, I said D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. Thank you, Zoro. Yeah, rolling up them dice, man. My current game, you guys will like this. It's being run by my ex-girlfriend, actually. I think is her first campaign, second campaign. We're a bunch of people. We've been sent off to like this weird fucking. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what we're doing. We're off on a quest to go get this thing to kill this guy. I'm currently playing an ice elf female named Khaleesi, and yes, I am basically Daenerys Targaryen. Except I'm gonna go out and say I'm actually well, I'm actually not quite as on point as she is, I suppose, but I'm pretty cool. I'm the cleric, I'm the healer, so without me, everybody in the party dies. So, and by the way, if anybody ever wants to play D&D, let me just tell you right now, everyone acts like being the cleric is lame because everybody wants to be the badass that cuts through thousands of orcs or launches fireballs that devastate people. Nobody ever wants to be the cleric. And whenever we're starting a campaign and people are like, who wants to be the cleric this game? Everyone's like, no, no. Being a cleric is awesome because you can channel against evil, and you can spam all kinds of cool stuff, and without you, nobody can do anything because you heal everybody. Being a cleric, there's a stigma against being a cleric. Cleric is one of the most important things. I love being a cleric. I really do. It's actually a good starting class, too, if you're starting out. Yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho is very rewatchable, actually. Funny thing about Yu Yu Hakusho, I actually did not grow up like watching that when it first came on. I only discovered it a couple years ago after watching Hunter x Hunter. And when I found out that Hunter x Hunter was done by the same guy that did Hakusho, I gave Hakusho a second chance. And then I loved Yu Yu Hakusho. That was like early 2013, I think. Yeah. But Julio agrees with me about something. I don't know what, though. He didn't specify. I honestly am more curious about how James Cameron would react if that happened. Been to the top so long, even topped himself not too long ago. Dude's liable to lose his grip on reality and go nuts. I'm king of the world. You know, James Cameron, he's a great director, too. But he's frustrating because his stuff is also like bare minimum across the board, lowest common denominator with the basic type of stories. But he has so much scope, though. Like he just directs everything so well. Like his movies are all good. I mean, you know, Aliens, he did something different, made it work. Terminator movies made them work. Abyss, fantastic film if you guys haven't seen it. Abyss is really underrated, great. Even Titanic, as much as I want to hate on Titanic, it's a well-made movie, man. It's a well-made movie. Actually, the only movie of his that I don't really like is Avatar. And to be completely honest, for as many issues as I have with that film, once again, still pretty well made. From a visual aspect, the whole 3D thing, I mean, it's beautiful to look at. The story's pretty basic, but you know what? Whatever. Whatever. You know, the guy knows how to tap into what we want as a consciousness for the audiences. He knows what people want. He knows. So James Cameron, I guess if Star Wars beats him, he's gonna have to try to outrank them with Avatar 2 and 3. And by the way, why can't he just do something else? Why does he have to be doing Avatar sequels? Anyway, gotta get off that hype train now. Do you think Cowboy Bebop will work in live action? If so, which director would you choose? Okay. Once again, the age-old anime adaptation to live action question. I think Cowboy Bebop is one of those examples that I think will not be too difficult to translate because it has more Western themes and tropes and kind of a general Western style, literally as a space Western based on cowboys, than a lot of anime would. So I think it would kind of work. Now, since Cowboy Bebop basically inspired Firefly, can you guess where I'm going with this, guys? Since it basically inspired Firefly, I think the best director would be Joss Whedon. He already did one awesome space western anyway. Do Firefly. Do a Cowboy Bebop movie. It's the same thing. It's the same basic thing. So you can say we already had it. Oh, it's Anime Rick's birthday. Happy birthday, Anime Rick. Everybody, wish him a happy birthday. That just came up on Skype for some reason. 318, when it was, maybe it's his birthday in his time zone. But yeah, Joss Whedon. Joss Whedon's great, by the way. Like, I mean, I thought The Avengers was good, but once I learned that he did Firefly and I got into Buffy recently, oh my God, Joss Whedon needs to direct everything. I love Joss Whedon. He's great. Really great. Tarantino should direct a Bebop movie if it ever happens. Tarantino would be great. But I think that his style is a little too violent and crude for a Bebop movie. I think Bebop. I don't think Bebop has to be that ridiculous and over the top. You need somebody that can kind of balance the fun with the seriousness. So I think Joss would be a better choice for that, since he did Firefly, which, if you've never seen this, Zorro, it's Cowboy Bebop. It was obviously inspired by it. I don't care what anybody said. It's the same damn story. Tarantino for Bebop. Yeah, exactly. I think it's a little too ultra styled. Saiyan Z3's on here. Oh, snap! It's Manu, Mr. Z, one of the best people in the anime community. Just saying, putting out there, like when he goes deep, he goes balls deep. Like, it's, man, I can't even describe to you how far he goes. But yeah, Z's here. That's cool. Man, I got Zoro and Z. I got like half the Phantom group. Well, let's do the math. It's like a fifth the Phantom group, but still, yeah. Next time I do one, I'll actually have people in here. This is totally random. Will Smith is Spike? What? What? No. What? Could only imagine the money he'd make if he did a third Star Wars movie. Ooh, James Cameron for the third one. Nice. I could see it. So epic. So epic. Honestly, Zoro, I think Ridley Scott would be better. Tarantino probably could do the dialogue. I agree. Ridley Scott, though. Ridley Scott is so hit or miss, man. Like, he's made some great films. He's also made some terrible ones. Terrible. I don't know if I trust him with that. The Coen brothers for a Bebop movie? Ooh, that's not bad. It would have to be a dark one if it's like No Country for Old Men, though. Yeah, Merlin, I'm making you blush. Guys, I'm making Z blush. Oh yeah. Nah, man, I'm telling you, the Phantom group just needs more love in general. We gotta get them out. Like, seriously, guys, you guys probably know this, but check out the Phantom group. Check out some of the people there. Zorro, freaking Jorshay, Saiyan Z3, Anime Hero, Lunar, Shot Anime, Joe Killen Anime. I don't know if he still does stuff, but check him out anyway. Of course, you got Anime Blaze, Mr. Falcon, Random Anime. Forgetting anybody? I'm gonna be sad now if I forget anybody. Walking Double O Dead, yeah, all those people. Check them out. Definitely, we can make some good stuff there when we make it. Make stuff. But correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Are we the only anime collab group right now? I think we are. But Merlin, don't you remember that episode of Bebop? Yes, I do, and it's actually one of my favorite episodes of Cowboy Bebop. But just because one episode is based on a Ridley Scott movie doesn't mean that the whole movie should be based on that. I mean, remember, one of the cool things about Bebop is, there are so many different types of episodes, that channel on different types of styles of writing and directing. It explores everything, and Bebop always kind of has that balance. But every episode kind of leans more towards the dramatic or the comedic. So I think you want to have it as balanced as possible. Ooh, Tarantino with all the hip hop stuff. You know what? I agree. Samurai Champloo live action. Yo, if Cowboy Bebop does well as live action, which it could, if Leo DiCaprio produces it, yo, Champloo movie, yeah. Samurai Champloo is a great anime, by the way. Does anybody disagree with that? I don't know. I feel like there's some haters. I don't know, man. It's a great series, but if that was a live action, that'd be great. That would be I believe that'd be GOAT, as some people say. Which, by the way, that's silly. The GOAT. Everybody does that. I'm like, it took me a while to even figure out what that acronym meant. It was like, why is what's attributed to as the best like a GOAT? I don't even know. Oh shoot. Wait, I'm curious about something. I'm gonna look through the messages now. Okay. That's true. But I think Ridley is great at creating sci-fi atmosphere. Can't think of anyone better. Blade Runner, Alien. What else can you say? All right, Coolio. Look, man. Look, look. Once again, once again, Alien and Blade Runner. He did a good job. Okay, I agree with you. I agree with you. Those movies came out 30 years ago or more. 30, 35 years ago. The guy's slipping. Do you see Prometheus? Prometheus had some issues. I don't know. I don't know, man. But I don't know if Ridley can handle the humor of Bebop, though. You know what I mean? The humor might be lacking, so he's got to get a good writer. Yeah, I agree. I guess Shampoo. I feel like a lot of people like it, but people, once again, people need to talk about it. Now, Zorro, since yeah, I know what it means. I know what it means. I just didn't know for a while. No, I did have to look it up though, and then I found out about Woat, and I'm like, but anyway, I do have to ask you, Zorro. Would you say, sir, that Samurai Champloo, dare I suggest, is goat? Is it a goat? I'm curious. Think about it. Think about it for a moment. Just be like, does it classify as goat? Z. Okay, I haven't seen The Hateful Eight yet. All right, I'm feeling bad about this now because Zoro asked me that too. Revenant doesn't come out near me till January, so I will tell you about them when I see them. Revenant looks great. Hateful Eight looks great. I'm actually reading the Revenant novel right now, and the Revenant novel is really, really good. Like just from that, like Fitzgerald, Tom Hardy's character, I believe, what an evil guy, and I'm like so into it because I like history and stuff. And the cool thing about it is this guy. The guy that Leo's playing, the guy that wrestled the grizzly bear, he is he is actually this old like explorer guy. He's kind of a local legend because he came from like the western Pennsylvania area, which is around where I live, and he traveled out to Missouri. He was actually talking about this line about where they get all their rifles made, and apparently they got all their rifles from Kutztown, Pennsylvania, which is like where my sister goes to college. And I'm like, wow, Kutztown reference? That's awesome. I'm like, it's just so cool. Like this guy, these people, these badass explorer guys originated right around where I live. And it's like, that's why the Revenant seems awesome. But I got to catch up on these other ones. So Merlin, Michael Bay for Gundam live action? I don't know, man. I mean, you know what? Why not? Why not? As long... I'll be honest, I'm not a hardcore Gundam person. I actually just got the Mobile Suit Gundam Origin manga, which I'm going to read. But other than like sporadic pieces of various Gundam series, I have yet to really sit down and legitimately watch Gundam. So maybe if somebody makes that an official request or something, feel free to donate to the Patreon, of course. You know, like, please, I will do it. But it's one of those things that I really would have to sit down and like, I've got so many other things going on. Gundam is like literally a whole section of your life. Like there's Dragon Ball, there's the rest of anime, and then there's Gundam. It's like Dragon Ball, Pokemon, Gundam, rest of anime. Gundam is like huge. It's huge, and I'm just like, it's what an undertaking. But yeah, you know what? As long as he stuck to the action, the fun aspect of the robots fighting. No, Coolio. Guillermo del Toro should do a Gundam movie. Remember Pacific Rim? Yeah. There you go. There's your man. That's a great director. Thoughts on the For Neverworld Double 4 anime beef? I was actually talking about this at the beginning. All right. I'm just going to say it right here. All right. The YouTube anime community frustrates me because is this really what it's been reduced to, where this is the only thing we're talking about now? It's not even beef about people that I care about. It's these two guys, two of the biggest people in the community who are probably just doing it to boost views anyway. What do they have to complain about? What could they have possibly said to each other? To you know what? Even if it was a legitimate beef for real, or maybe they're just not mature, they wouldn't post this stuff on Twitter and on YouTube. They'd settle it behind closed doors like regular people. They're just doing it to boost their stuff. Whatever. You know, I don't really care. That's the answer to your question. I don't even know what the beef is. I just saw random videos of people making fun of it. Explain to me what the argument was again. I don't even know what the argument was. I just know they're fighting, you know. Where's the old Merlin? The beard consume you. Actually, I'm probably gonna shave, Mr. Pishman. I'm probably gonna shave. How you been, by the way? I haven't talked to you in a while. Yeah, I like the beard. It's getting a little full. It's not quite as full as it was. It's not GOAT, but it's Watanabe's second best series. Okay. Okay. No love for Space Dandy. Okay. um, no, but I think you did that. But no, man. Samurai Champloo. I think Samurai Champloo is fairly GOAT myself. But is it as good as Bebop? No. But I've always kind of liked it a little bit more. I'm not gonna lie. I know. Well, you know what? Oh, Canada does not suck. You guys are cool. You're basically honorary U.S. Hateful Eight. They're just making you wait. They're making you build up the anticipation, man. You should be like this. Ah, yeah. That's what you should be like. Be happy. Yo, that's his name. I was right. I could just tell. I could just tell that Fitzgerald was Tom Hardy because I'm like, they're describing this guy as an asshole. Z, read the book because the book, maybe it'll ruin it. Like, the book is fantastic. I hope the movie does it justice because I'm like, this book is so good. Can't even tell you. Do you have a favorite Bruce Lee movie? You guys, all right. I need to make it a priority to watch more Bruce Lee movies because I do have a favorite Bruce Lee movie, but it's the only one I've ever seen, which is the Enter the Dragon, which is a fantastic film. But that's literally all I know. Well, actually, no. To be perfectly honest, this isn't exactly a Bruce Lee movie, but the movie they did based on his life, which I think was just Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, was an excellent film. So that one too. Lupin the Third is quite a catalog to get through too. Yeah, Lupin the Third. I've actually watched a decent amount of that, like the original episodes. Like Lupin the Third is fantastic. But like I said, I've only watched like bits and pieces of it here or there. I've never like watched through the whole series. Oh, Blaze. Oh, Blaze. Yes. Did I say your name? Yeah. Subscribe to the Anime Blaze. I was like, I'm trying to get everybody associated with the Phantom Group when I talk about it, but Bonkai and Brick and all those people. But yeah, Blaze is trying to really like revamp his channel. Yo, I'll be honest though. I just like to check out what Blaze is doing because first of all, he has, you guys think my voice is nice? Blaze has literally like one of the most soothing voices. Like when you're like, I'm the Anime Blaze and I'm doing the Blaze cast. And we're going to talk about anime. We're going to talk about what people think about anime. If you people think that you're disliked because of anime, you know what? Hell what they think. Do you, man. Be you. Like, that's the Anime Blaze. Like, I just literally, I'll be honest with you, Blaze. I watch your videos because I like the inspirational stuff you say. Like, when I'm having a bad day where I'm doubting my channel, I look at Blaze. I'm like, Blaze says the most positive stuff. Like, for your positivity alone, this community, hell, YouTube and the internet needs more positivity like that. So, Blaze, because I forgot you, big shout out. Yo, check out the Anime Blaze because he's got that soothing voice, man. It's like, Ghost in the Shell. That's literally his channel in a nutshell. Man, got to catch up on these things. All right. Yes, I did see that. Pokemon versus Digimon. Come on. We all called how that some people, and I know they're hardcore Pokemon fans out there. I'm not one of them. Would be like, oh, man, look. A starter Pokemon with a starter Digimon. We know how this is gonna go, okay? The Digimon, my one friend tonight was actually talking to me about this. Digimon are like the freaking Super Saiyans of the monster battles. Digimon is ridiculous, okay? It's ridiculous. So people got upset about it. Charizard's got nothing, okay? He's got nothing. I don't care how far you level him up. Now, it's true. Now, if you put him against some like special god tier Pokemon, yeah, but that's not what they did. Guys are making me thirsty, and not in the perverted way. Not yet, anyway. I dug Gundam quite a bit for the political stuff. Yeah, Wing was great. Led me into liking Star Trek and Babylon 5. Oh, yeah, we got some Star Trek fandom and Babylon 5 fandom. Dub. Oh, yeah. Dub's got some great taste in sci-fi. By the way, I have to ask, though, the Babylon 5 DS9 comparison, what do you think? Yeah, I know there's a lot more about. Actually, I know that the political stuff and the cultural stuff. There's a lot more in-depth stuff with the storyline than just big robots fighting. I do know that, which is why, like I'm saying, to get into Gundam Hardcore is like a whole different thing. Like that's why it's quite possible I haven't met too many, but to meet somebody that legitimately follows Gundam and knows nothing else about anime is a legitimate possibility. Like, I wasn't exaggerating. Like, have you seen the wiki? Wiki's huge, huge. I'm like, oh my god. Like, I don't even want to look at the wiki. It's so intimidating. Ugh. Kind of makes me feel better about some franchises I know, though. What are your thoughts on Disney confirming that the Star Wars EU is no longer canon? This is what I think. Keep reading the novels, man. Read as many novels as you like, because literally the Star Wars expanding universe has some of the best Star Wars stuff in it. So whatever Disney says doesn't matter, because technically this is how I look at it, man. Anything that takes place during the original movies, or in between them, in between the prequels, before the prequels, that's still all okay. It doesn't affect anything really. Like, it really doesn't. It doesn't really contradict much. Generally speaking, they're pretty safe about that. Now, as far as the stuff that came out after the original trilogy, before the new movies came out, you'll have to treat that like an alternate universe. But like, there are literally decades of established stuff there that you just say it doesn't matter anymore. Well, let's put it this way. They sure as hell collected the rights to the Star Wars name, and George Lucas said, oh, yeah, that's okay. So the way I look at it, if you're willing to pay for it, if they're willing to get money saying that it's adding something to their franchise and their universe, you know what? Call it an alternate universe. Whether or not you accept it or not, it's fine. But you can still read the stuff. You can read the comics. You can play the games. Whatever you want to do. Just don't worry about it, man. It's like people watching the Dragon Ball movies or the Bleach movies or whatever. You know, like, okay, they might not be canon. They might not add anything. But if you like them, whatever. You know, they don't really add to the canon, but you still enjoy them. Kids on the Slope was probably better than Dandy. Well, yeah, that's true. Oh, he liked them all. Zoro is the big Wantaname fanboy. You should rename yourself that, sir. You know, I am waiting for the Vegeta fanboy 124 though. Oh, but then again, with Super, I guess maybe not. I've been good to answer about the beef on this alone. Is two young men fighting about a 4-minute thought argument to support their own self-centered views? Have to link me that video, I guess. I don't know about that. Crap, I'm so behind with these comments. Lupin, Blaze, Zankyo, no Terror, Zoro. Terror and Danny are probably tied for me. Well, Blaze, I mean, you know. Ditto versus any character with their powers, make me watch that. Ditto was great. And I realized something, though. Ditto is one of the few anime, one of the few Pokemon that has no gender. Now, I know what you're thinking. Duh, a Merlin. Of course, Ditto has no gender. He's a blob. But think about this. So I was talking to a good friend of mine who just came in from like California to visit, and I had a discussion with him about this. I didn't think about this. I never legitimately, for some reason, never thought about this. Pokemon procreating. There are different genders for all Pokemon. You guys remember, Mr. Mime? There are female Mr. Mimes. There are male Jinxes. Okay? Okay? So, yes, Ditto is, I think, the only one to actually asexually reproduce. I think. I will admit I'm not a Pokemon expert, but I'm like, wow, so much disturbing imagery coming out that I never would have thought about before. Ever. I'm like, what? What? Oh my God. Shoot. Pokemon's overrated. It's all about SMT, man. Hipster persona activate. No, Pokemon. I've said my piece about Pokemon before, but like, I liked the show when I was a kid. I played a little bit of the Game Boy games. I collected the cards. I had a couple toys. Like, for a little, I remember watching a lot of that stuff on VHS as a kid, getting all those episodes. Pokemon was a legitimate thing I loved for a little while in my childhood. But once I got past a certain age, I never really went back to Pokemon. You know what I mean? I never went back to it. I never went back to it. I respect it, and I appreciate that there's a lot more to it, and the manga's a lot more in depth, and some people still love it. Like, I'm cool with that. But Pokemon, I have no desire to ever go back to it. So is it overrated? Maybe, but I will admit though, one thing that does kind of irritate me is when people like Pokemon but they don't like anime. Like, I don't know. That kind of irritates me. I don't know why. Just like, whatever. It's like Pokemon's the one of those things that's acceptable because it's gaming, and gaming has like less of a stigma than anything else next to superhero films these days in terms of geek culture. But whatever. Enough about that. Thoughts on the Thrawn trilogy? I love Thrawn. I want Thrawn to be in the new movies, man. Thrawn is like one of the best Star Wars villains. Blue alien from another galaxy. Let's go. General Thrawn, Thrawn trilogy, Thrawn duology. Yeah, that Thrawn stuff is awesome. Love those books. Vegeta has lost his top spot, man. I hate to admit it, but it's true. Man. Well, I haven't been watching it, so I don't know. Yo, I like Vegeta, though. And I know you got a problem with him doing the dance thing, but remember, Zoro. This is the most prideful guy. I'll say this. He's probably the most prideful character in all of anime. He's literally defined by his pride in his family lineage, his Saiyan race, his power, his strength, his skill as a fighter, his abilities as a person. Okay? But, like, Vegeta, like, remember this, sir. Just remember this. For him to be that prideful, for him to put that aside and do his little dance for Beerus, that took some serious stuff, man. Really did. So don't knock points for that. Maybe anything else, but not that. Lord for Neverworld came down from heaven and ordered James Hansen to blame Double for anime and Bleach Fanatic for overall troll action and community inside J-Room. Does for Neverworld even like go to the J-Room? Oh, okay. Well, I doubt that Double Four is responsible for every troll account ever. I mean, shouldn't he no longer have to troll people anymore? He's already so freaking big. Double Four anime. You know, I actually met him once. He was in one of my streams one time. That was a mistake. God, that really was a mistake. Like I thought he was gonna honestly just add something to the conversation. I don't even know what that was about. I think he was just going around everywhere. Whatever. They're no joke, man. Mess around, you get your ass handed to you. It's all fun and games till you get wiped out by some random encounter. What books are Thrawn from in the expanding universe? Literally look up the Thrawn trilogy. Like, literally look it up. It's like a legitimate... I think it's actually... If I'm not mistaken, I think chronologically it might be the first book to take place directly after the end of the original trilogy, I think. It's from like the early 90s. Really good stuff. It's what introduced Luke's wife, Mara Jade, into it. Love that character. I hope they bring her into the new movies. Like, come on. Come on. Yeah, man. Check out Thrawn. Really good stuff. Really, definitely read those. Thoughts on the original Tron movie, Blaze? You want to know something? You want to know something? Okay. I'm going to lean back for this. I'm leaning back. Okay. Actually feels really good. Wow. Okay. The original Tron movie. I'll tell you what. For the special effects, it was cool. But I saw it one time. One time. And I didn't like it. I really didn't like it that much. I didn't. I think it was boring. I didn't like it that much. Maybe I need to rewatch it. That was years ago. Now, how about this? How about this, Blaze? I love Tron Legacy, though. I don't know how many people hear that. Like, I actually just randomly started watching it because I was like, oh, it's based on Tron. That was kind of an influential movie. Dude, the special effects in Tron Legacy are some of the coolest effects ever. Was the story convoluted and weird? Yeah, but visually that movie looks so awesome. I know that's kind of just superfluous, but it was cool. So I don't really like the original that much, but I kind of like the universe, and I am looking forward to new movies. Let's see. No X-Wing novels are right after Return of the... Okay. Excuse me, you're right. But I knew that it was like one of them. I knew it was like one of the early things. But yeah, the X-Wing stuff was good. I've been trying to get into some expanding universe and didn't know how to start, so I started reading some old Republic creators. Darth Bane. Oh, yes, Darth Bane. Darth Bane, man. No. Zoro, no Revan. Fuck Old Republic. No. Okay, KOTOR's good. But no. Darth Bane. The Darth Bane novels are my favorite novels in the entire Star Wars expanded universe. Yo, and it's also the oldest stuff too, I believe. I think. God, correct me if I'm wrong about that as somebody, but yeah, yo, Darth Bane. Read the Darth Bane books, man. They're so awesome. I love Darth Bane. Maybe I'll cosplay as him next convention I go to or something. Darth Bane's awesome. Rule of two, man. Rule of two. I love his apprentice too. She's cool. Thoughts on Riddick. Now, unlike my colleagues on the Film Fanatics podcast who hate Riddick, I'm sorry. I get in arguments with Justin about this all the time. Oh, Riddick isn't like good enough to be a main character. He's the only person in the original Pitch Black movie that got sequels because people think Riddick is cool. You can't have a franchise with him just as a side character because he's the only thing people want to see from said franchise. That's why there are Riddick movies. Anyway, to answer your question, Vin Diesel's like one of my favorite actors. I guess he'd be right up there with Bruce Willis as action stars. So I love the Riddick movies. I think that the second one tried to do a little too much and had some problems, but I like the character. I think he's badass as like a bounty hunter on the run. I like Riddick a lot. Actually, to be honest with you, I think the most recent movie was probably my favorite one. If you watch One Piece, for Neverworld is the Don Flamingo of the community. Still to this day, he once had his strings around the grown men in this community. Do you think it's moral for this man to use pawns to hurt others? You're gonna have to give me some more legitimate examples, and I'm almost afraid to know because I honestly kind of hands off. Like I guess I'm part of the anime community, but I there's a lot of stuff I just don't know. So I mean, if you could tell me what he did, I'll take your word for it. But I don't know about him messing with people. I just know that he's kind of sticks to generic stuff. But he always seemed like a cool guy to me. Like what little I know about him. How many people actually know Tron from the original movie? Yeah, probably not that many, to be honest with you. I think Tron has kind of been swept under the rug. Like, I think a lot of people don't even know it's a Disney product. Maybe because of Kingdom Hearts they do. I don't know. Prince double before turning this Darth Vader and Betty into Obi-Wan. I don't even know what's going on now. Thoughts on Ben Solo being the most booty Sith and booty Sith? Yo, Kylo Ren is not a good villain. Just get into there. Have you seen the animated movie for it? I mean the Escape from Butcher Bay movie? You know what? It's on Netflix. I don't think I actually have watched it. I need to. I've been told it's good. Check my Facebook. All right. Zorro has given me orders. Got to go to Facebook. The Book of Faces. Gotta love that Zuckerberg. Oh, he sent me a message. Oh, what is this madness? Oh, Daredevil. Oh, shit. Is that Bullseye? Is that Bullseye? No, it isn't. Who is that? Who is that? I don't know who that is. It's not Jigsaw. His face is okay. Who is that? Yo, who is that? Yo. Yo, by the way, Zora just gave me something to talk about. Hold your questions for a sec, guys. Punisher. Oh, shit. Yeah. Yeah. Frank Castle. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Got some Punisher. Oh, yes. Oh, my God. I'm so hyped. So fucking hyped for Daredevil. Oh, my God. Oh, I'm so hyped. Yo, Zoro knows what to do. Zoro knows what to do. Oh, yeah. Yo, I'm like, oh, God, yes. I love some Daredevil. Like, by the way, Daredevil season 1, best thing Marvel's done on screen. Yes, even more than Avengers, even more than Iron Man, even more than Guardians of the Galaxy, which I loved. Daredevil was amazing. Oh, anyway, going back to the questions. Whew. Okay. I think Disney would ever do the Darth Bane trilogy. Well, since they have plans to release Star Wars movies basically every year from here till the end of time, yeah, they should do a Darth Bane movie. It doesn't mess with the expanding universe. Yo, that would be great. Like, even just one movie would be fine. Besides Bebop and FMA, what's the best dubbing I've heard? Now, that's a good question. The best dubbing I've heard. There's some pretty good dub series out there, actually. Monster. Had some really good dubbing. Was very impressed with that. I actually thought that I think was it a lot of the most recent, honestly, a lot of the most recent like Funimation stuff over the years has gotten better. A lot of my favorite shows have great voice acting. Speedgrapher, Basilisk, Paranoid Agent had some good stuff. Um, Actually, also, this might be you might not think about this, but Dragon Ball Z Kai, like because those guys have done those characters for so long now, they've really improved as voice actors. And they know their characters inside and out. Like some of those guys really love it. So no lie, like the Dragon Ball dub is immaculate, as George would say. It's immaculate. I think it's immaculate. That's what he'd say. He'd also say Gohan sucks, but that's a story for another day. Yeah, watch the interview. Good interview with George, by the way. Um, Yu Yu Hakusho has great dubbing. I do think that it's not as good as a lot of more recent stuff, but for the time, it does have some pretty good voice acting. I mean, Finn was clearly annihilating this cat. You know, I guess he was injured. I guess he wasn't that trained. And my one friend posted this thing about like something from the novel about how because he had killed his father, spoilers, he was not mentally compatible enough. But I'm sorry, this guy is supposed to be marketed as a Star Wars villain, a powerful Star Wars villain on the same league, and I'm going to say this as Palpatine, as Darth Vader, as Darth Maul, Count Dooku, freaking Grievous, and this guy gets taken out by a chick with virtually no force ability and a guy who supposedly has no force ability. I mean, I know that they're the heroes of the story, but it should have been a tougher fight. 2-on-1. I'm sorry. I don't. Right now, I'm not impressed with him. Moving on. Whew. Yeah, I know. Ray was never even trained. For Neverworld used to have an anime mafia. This individual told people what to do in this group. People that trolled for him were Bleach Fanatic and Double 4 years ago. It is moral for Neverworld to expose them when he controlled them. I mean, if he had literally had people go around and bully other people, if that's seriously what happened, that is wrong, and I think it's petty. Does he even need to do that? I mean, he's got such a big fan base. Like, I don't. Why would you reduce yourself to that just to get views, just to get hype? Once again, I think that's. I hope that's not the case. I really do, because for Neverworld, have a better standard for yourself. Elevate yourself, man. You are honestly like next to fucking Mystic Phonexia. You're like the biggest person in this community. Okay, unite this community. Okay, for Neverworld, and I'm gonna do a video about this. Unite this community, please. Seriously, I'm begging you. I'll tell you what. I've only ever watched one for Neverworld video from beginning to end. Okay, it was like at the end of 2011, early 2012, before I was really even in the community. It was about Dragon Ball Z Kai ending, and I'm like, this guy seems like he really loves this stuff. He seems like a nice guy. Dude, if you apply that passion that you have for anime and manga a little bit more towards this community to make it better, to make it a bigger, better thing, imagine the influence. Like, that's the thing. When somebody has that ability to do that, they have something to make people watch their stuff, that love, that passion, that charisma, use it for something good. Seriously, use it for something good. Do better. Seriously, please. I don't have anything against the guy. So, I hope it's not the trade. But anyway, enough of that. Let's see. Chronicles of Riddick, Dark Fury. That's the one. What would you rate Jessica Jones? All right, Zorro. I finished it yet. I'll be honest. I don't think it's probably going to be as good as Daredevil. Mostly because Jessica Jones is just not as interesting a character. I think that actress is hot though. She was from Breaking Bad. But yeah, I need to get on that. I know. Don't hate on me for that. I don't know. I just want to get to Daredevil season 2, but Purple Man's in it, and he's a great villain. Though from what I understand, they try to make him more sympathetic. That guy's a motherfucking rapist in the comics. He's a straight rapist. He's the evilest character in Marvel Comics, and of course, everybody knows who he is now. And because he's David Tennant, people love him. All my residual Doctor Who rage from anyway, that's a whole nother thing. Well, I'm getting off topic. Okay. Kylo Ren lost to Rey because Kylo Ren sucks. End of question. End of response. I actually like Kylo Ren. He is more complex than Vader. To be honest, like I'd rather have a new type of villain than the same old OP badasses. I will offer you that Kylo Ren may, in fact, be one of the more complex villains that Star Wars has to offer. It recently, but thus far, in terms of being a tense threat, I'm more interested in Snoke. So it's too early to say, but I just, even if he's more complex, he still has to function as an intimidating villain, which I think everyone can pretty much agree he doesn't. It's the one thing that movie was really lacking. If only there was something to explain how the Force works, just a little bit more sense of his defeat. If only such a logical thing existed. We need more Star Trek in that, don't we? Whoa. For Neverworld was threatened by other individuals rising the humanity community. He's threatened right now with Double Four growing. That is why I dropped him. Why would he? This is what doesn't make any sense to me, though. Okay, if you're friends with somebody, if you're doing collabs with somebody, and they're going to surpass you, good for them, okay? I mean, whatever Double Four is doing, whatever he's doing, it's working. People seem to like it or like following him for whatever reason. So if he's going to surpass you for another world, you helped him. You helped elevate him. Once again, add positivity, support your friend, support your ally, and you'll continue to grow as well. You don't divide him. You don't send other people away because you're going to freaking divide your fans. Some people say, oh, For Never World's an ass or Double Four's an ass. Just work together. Work together. Okay. Also hyping up Leia in the trailers, and she clearly is Force sensitive, but she simply lets Han die. Thank you. Carrie Fisher, those scenes with Han Solo were not very good. I know nobody wants to talk about that, but Leia is like a huge part of the Star Wars franchise, and I don't know. Something needs to be done about that. I don't know whether it's an acting choice or writing choice, but I part of me hopes we get more Leia. Another part of me is kind of like, I don't know. Doing anything for the New Year's countdown? Well, I guess I might do another live stream. I don't know. I was planning to do something for the end of the year. Maybe tomorrow I'll do another one. Have some people in if they're available. Just kind of celebrate the end of the year. But I'm just gonna hang out with friends, watch some movies, drink. Typical New Year's stuff. But yeah, I don't know. What are you thinking about doing for the New Year's, man? If you have any suggestions, maybe I'll do something for the channel. But only got a couple more days in 2015. Woo! 2015. Ugh. Hype train. Denny make forever sound like the leader of the Empire. He's no emperor. He was, factually speaking. To be honest, he's old news. Yeah. The reviewer empire. Let's see. God, so many things. So many things. Do you watch Grimm? No, sir. Should I? It looks cool. He is a rapist in the show, too. Well, apparently they dialed that back, though, from what I understand. Stop hating on Kylo Ren. Yo, George, you mother. No, stop. George, stop. George, stop defending. Stop defending Kylo Ren. Don't you see? When we did that review, everybody else. Yes, Zoro came at you with Kylo Ren stops the laser in midair, but he can't handle two kids. Two kids who have nothing. They have no training. God, what the hell, man? Like, come on. Why are we arguing about this? Look, it was a good movie, but accept the fact that Kylo Ren sucks. There's one thing about Star Wars you have to accept is not perfect. Kylo Ren sucks. George, stop defending him. Stop defending him. Calm yourself, sir. I'm going to calm myself and go back to these questions which are pouring in. Pouring in. But first, I'm going to get myself some Acadia, which always seems like the only water I ever get. Don't know why that is. Though, stopping a laser beam midair was badass. Which is why, had he kept that mask on, I would have had no problems with him and no one else would either. Okay. Haters going hate. Damn right. Hello, Kylo Ren was cheeks. He is trained by Luke Skywalker and lost to a female that never was trained in the Force or lightsaber. Thank you. See, why are you... Come on. We all know the truth. We all understand this. We all perceive this, comprehend this. Kylo Ren, as of Star Wars The Force Awakens, has some legitimate problems. Let's accept it. There's something about a Star Wars movie that's not perfect. Do we forget about, I don't know, the Clone Wars movie, the prequels, the Star Wars holiday special? There are aspects of Star Wars that can be flawed. It's okay. Maybe Kylo Ren will be more awesome in the future movies. Possibly. Let's move on. Okay. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Oh, God. This is turning into a more interesting morning than I expected. I've had too much sugar. I have way too much sugar. Never give Merlin sugar, guys. Never do. Because, like, if I get on sugar, if I get on caffeine, I'll get like this, man. Such a geek. I love this shit, though. I'm not gonna lie. The Lyle Stormtrooper did better against Finn than Kylo. Yes! Yo, that vibroblade, yeah! That Stormtrooper was better than Kylo Ren. That Stormtrooper was beast. That Stormtrooper was the best villain in the movie. Can you come with a counterpoint? Did more damage than anybody else. Okay? I'm sorry. Well, Kylo Ren did technically kill Han Solo. He killed an old man with no force abilities. Yeah, sure. Maybe Han Solo, but God, whatever. Whatever. The laser blast man, come on. Still right fun. He used to be his best friend. Now, if everyone was calling him copycat. I'm done with this. Done with that. Okay. Wait. I gotta find where I was again. Finn was able to hit him, loyal Stormtrooper. Thank you. Zorro with facts. Yes. George, stop. Don't sigh. Don't grunt in the comments, man. That's why you know deep down you have to accept it. There is legitimate proof. Look, if a Sith, okay, look, in all honesty, we have seen other Jedi and Sith and Force users take damage and still be capable of ridiculous feats. Okay? We saw Yoda, an 850-year-old guy, go toe-to-toe and do some ridiculous stuff in Revenge of the Sith. Okay? And he was physically not capable to do that with his Force powers, able to enhance that. A laser blast to the hip, to the chunk of skin over here? Come on. If you're supposed to be a badass villain, you shake that shit off. You go like, ugh. Yeah, I'm beast. That's what you do to be an effective villain. Simple. You know, if you're going to be a physical threat, be a physical threat. Be intimidating. If they try to make it intimidating in this movie, won't work. Z's laughing at me. They should just drop Kylo Ren, bring in Tony Jaa, half of them who destroy people. Yeah. Imagine Kylo Ren had a Twitter. He'd be so mad at what we're saying about him. Man, I'm actually the best Star Wars villain. Stop hating on me. And of course, George says Gohan sucks, which I'm pretty sure you're saying just to troll people. George, see, I'm not watching Dragon Ball Super, so I mean, I'll take your word for it. But I have actually come to the conclusion that Akira Toriyama just gave up on Gohan. Like, he's like, you know what, this character, I wanted all of the second half of Dragon Ball. Okay, all of Dragon Ball Z. Okay, follows Gohan. It's Gohan's story. It's all about his growth, taking his father's place, and it was actually progressing up to that point. And then it just all that wasted potential. It really disappoints me. But I still think Gohan, his character, went a different direction, and that's fine. It's perfectly fine that he did. If he wants to be a scholar, the Saiyaman's the best thing that happened to Gohan because it was a perfect balance of two different aspects of his personality, of his life. So people might think that Gohan's completely a waste of potential. From a narrative standpoint, he wasn't a complete failure as a character. Maybe from a physical standpoint, as a hero, yes. But like I said, that's not all there is to a character. I mean, hell, you know, my favorite characters in Dragon Ball aren't even the main heroes that kick the most asses. So what does that say about me? You know, seriously. So you're right. Gohan might not be the best. I'm still pissed off about him like slacking off against Deborah back in the Buu Saga. Come on. Just not training hard enough, man. You'd think he'd take that threat seriously. The actor, the main character from the raid, was one of Kylo. Really? Oh, that's awesome. Everyone up sub from George. No, don't have to do that. Don't have to do that. George, no. George makes some funny videos, though. I'm not gonna lie. Like what I want, George makes me laugh. So he sub to him for the comedy. Anything else he says, but he makes some funny stuff. Kylo Ren is going to be the next level movie. Whatever. We'll see. I know we'll see the meme on Facebook about the traitor in Star Wars. You'll have to send that to me, then. Mary Sue to be annihilated in Jaws ultra cool Muay Thai powers. There is a Twitter account called Emo Kylo Ren. Well, it's better than hipster Kylo Ren, which is what the actor would have typically been. The trolling in this community. Wait. Man, so many freaking comments. It's almost too much for me to handle. It's almost too much. God, now I got to scroll. Okay. The trolling in this community needs to end. These are mostly grown-ass men in calls scheming to destroy other men. Factual. I agree. Zorro fuckboy, go watch shitty Bebop. Okay, now you're just trolling. Now you're really just trolling, man. See, I will admit, though, to be fair, they're in the minority, but there are some people that don't like Bebop. I've literally only met one other person that didn't. But, George Shea, there's at least one person out there that doesn't like it. Not sure what I'm doing for New Year's, but it will having a drink. Haven't had alcohol in a while. Absolutely do it. Most of you think that it's fun in games until the game changes and you feel hopeless. For Neverworld, something. You haven't seen Bebop. You have no right to speak. Go review shitty Kuroku. No Bosque. I thought you liked that. Not my fault. I fell asleep. Watch the movie, George. Watch the movie. Well, yeah, of course, Bebop's better than Oh, you know what? That's a good question. Do you guys think Cowboy Bebop is better than The Force Awakens? Judging a full anime series against a new movie. Ooh. I'm curious to see what you guys think. Of course it's better. I'll be honest. Star Wars might be better overall. They're two kind of different animals, but we'll see. I think Bebop versus Firefly would be a better comparison myself. I think Finn is going to get executed at the end of episode 8 by the First Order since he is a traitor, to be honest. That would be a great way to set up the next film movie. I imagine a huge execution. I'd be happy. Breeze Boy's here. Sup? Vicious over Kylo Ren. Yeah! Yo, Vicious is... he kills his own bird, man. That's evil. To kill your own chicken? To kill your own crow? Your own space bird? I mean, the thing is, he didn't even, say goodbye to it, properly prepare it for cooking it. He just took him out. It's like, going to abandon me, bird? I don't take anything from any of my henchmen, okay? All my henchmen, everybody in the syndicate, you follow me, even my bird. I will take out my bird. Yeah. Even birds have to be loyal to Vicious. I mean, think about it, though. It is a little on the nose, though, to literally be called, though, Vicious. Really? So nobody can infer anything about you. You're just an evil guy, I guess. Oh, man. Jorsha Ain, Kylo Ren, Cowboy Ass, Pierre Lafaux. Oh, yeah, I like Pierre Lafaux, too. Gohan has to attend those academic conferences. That's why he can't save the world from all these threats, because he's got to go to the college retreat for some conventions. Yeah, I want that. I want that to be while they're fighting all these evil guys in these different universes. It'll randomly cut back like it used to what the other people are doing, and they'll just randomly cut to Gohan having to give a speech about something, to do a presentation at a conference, and that's a whole subplot in Dragon Ball about him not failing in his career. That's it looks like the other subplot, and while they're people would hate that, but I love it. It would at least add something different, add something more to the Dragon Ball mythos. Let's go. Let's face it. Arguably the best stuff Toriyama ever did was his comedic stuff anyway. You know what I mean? Oh, God. It's hilarious. Oh, Anime Blaze, the man with the best live reactions. Your Shay's videos are whack. Oh, shit. Toys in the Attic, Mole Villain, Kylo Ren. Okay, that's... Actually, you know what? I still kind of agree, because that's, probably my favorite episode. So, you know what? So many things better than Kylo Ren. You could, have a list, it would be this huge. There's literally Kylo Ren as a villain just... he just doesn't do it for me. This stream has become hating on Kylo Ren, basically. You cannot say Vicious is a good character. Yes, he's cool, and he is a good parallel for what Spike could have been, but I still would call him trash. Why would you call Vicious trash? I mean, I will admit there's not a lot to him. It's kind of a little less developed, but he's an effective parallel, an effective contrast and foil for Spike's character. He does what he needs to do. I mean, in pure presence alone. Plus, we get enough backstory about him to find out a lot about him within a couple episodes that he's there. I mean, okay, is he among the best characters ever? No, but I don't know. Calling Vicious trash, Zoro might disagree with that. Kylo Ren versus George's vids. They're on a more even playing field, I think, though. At least George can make me laugh. Kylo Ren just makes me sad. I drank 2 cups of black tea, so I'm wide awake. Sleep is for the weak. Wait. So many comments. Both are trash. Both are trash. Whoa. Best DBZ characters, character out worst is probably go. I think you're trolling you. Thanks, man, but fuck you for hating on Kylo Ren. I don't know if he's talking to me or somebody else. I have no idea. You got to be like an at Merlin or at whoever. But George, you know, everybody hates on you, and I do disagree on some shit you're saying, but you are funny as fuck. You know, you really are. So take that as a compliment. Adam Driver or Donald Trump? Okay, this is not a compare. Oh, we're gonna compare an actor to a bad actor who's running for All right. I don't typically talk about politics, so I'll keep this to a minimum. But Donald Trump's whole thing was just a publicity thing. That's all it was. It was, if there's ever any proof about how much of a show politics is and how little what most of these candidates say matters, it was the whole Donald Trump thing. Absolutely. Like, the moment I heard about that, I was like, well, this is a joke. This is obviously a really expensive joke. This is up there with Lex Luthor making a fake presidential campaign in the Justice League Unlimited show. Okay, there's probably some nefarious purpose behind what the government's doing or whatever, and this is just something to keep people's minds occupied from the real issues that are really a problem in this country. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Not going to get too cynical because I'm a positive person. I really try to be. So, Donald Trump, Adam Driver. I've literally seen Adam Driver in one thing, which was Star Wars The Force Awakens, which is better than anything Donald Trump's ever done to affect my life as far as I know. So, Adam Driver, man. No comparison. Team 4, Bebop is in my top 5. Anime is just an inferior medium. All right. Why would you say that exactly? I mean, are you trying to say it's like not as good as certain other things? I mean, it's a different medium. It's also a very broad statement because anime offers so many different types of series and storylines. That's kind of a broad statement. You might have to elaborate, Mr. Breeze Boy. Please do. Please do. But, ooh, Bebop crossover with Star Wars versus, Han Solo versus Spike Spiegel. I'd see that. If they killed Finn, it'd just be for a forceless stormtrooper guy, not a very devastating loss. Bren killed old guy, then it still kills forceless dude. Rey should die instead. I like Rey, though. I hope some crazy villain kills Videl in front of Gohan. He laments his selfishness due to his lack of training. You know what? I'll tell you 2 things I think. Okay. First of all, Videl. I love that character. Videl, I don't know if she gets enough love. She's a actually really good female character. Probably the best developed in the series, honestly, except for maybe Bulma. Really good character, really good love interest for Gohan. I liked their interplay. I liked her fighting. I really wish she could get, once again, more involved. I know she's a human, so maybe not. But, so, if she was killed, I would legitimately be sad. Like, it would have to be one of those things where she should get killed and can't come back for some reason to actually add some real drama. And I guarantee you, though, the positive of that, though, is if that did happen in front of Gohan, that would obviously do some serious Super Saiyan transformation. Gohan would take that seriously. He'd go on like a vengeance to find out whoever killed her. That's actually a really good storyline idea. Oh, so many mixed feelings. But you know what? I don't know. Kill off a female character that's well developed to just add more over-the-top violence. I I'd be sad about it, but it would be kind of cool to see Gohan get to do something awesome. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a good idea, Zoro. You should pitch that to Toriyama. Z is lolling about that, but it's a good idea, Z. It really is. Oh, God, I'm so behind on these conversations. After watching Star Wars Episode 1 for the first time, you were in denial and say it was great. And if so, this is also happening with The Force Awakens. You know what? I actually kind of think that's similar because remember when the Phantom Menace came out, there were some fans that were disappointed with it, but the overall hype was still pretty huge for years. It took more time. People will see more problems with The Force Awakens as time goes on, like with most things. Would you put Shishio from Rurouni Kenshin in your top 5 shonen villains ever? He's really up there. Like Shishio is really, really cool. He's a really, really well-developed villain. I've always liked his motivations and backstory. I don't know if he'd be in my top 5, but he'd be in my top 10 probably. I kind of love a lot of the Togashi villains. Adam Driver is a good man, good actor. Hayden Christensen is the GOAT. Z, if you're gonna troll, you got to be more creative. I know you. You can't be like one of these guys I don't know and just say something like that to piss me off. Nobody in their right mind legitimately thinks Hayden Christensen is GOAT. The only reason they would consider that is if they like him for guilty pleasure reasons because it's so bad it's good. Okay? Like, they're animals. I hate them. Like, literally, I have no technical acting ability, and I know I could outact the shit out of Hayden Christensen. Okay? Anyone could, except for maybe Tommy Wiseau. They're up there. I think Hayden Christensen is actually a cool guy, and I think he had some problem direction, but that, to be fair, Adam Driver was definitely channeling some Hayden. Definitely. Hey, SaiyinZ3, my name is Breeze, and I agree. Why is Lin the best Hokuto no Ken character? Anime feels weeboos, and weeboos feel hatred, and hatred leads you to the dark side. I think Breeze Boy's trolling a little bit too, but I think there's more creativity involved, so I'll give you that. I guess you can. Oh, this is why they added moderation to these things. I can kick people out, but I like all you guys, so I'm not going to do that yet. I just figured that out, though. Sometimes Google and YouTube do add nice things. I just wish that they would not change other things. I don't know. Favorite character in what, George? In Star Wars? In Dragon Ball? What in what? I mean, like we're talking about 12 different things. So Hokuto no Ken, Rurouni Kenshin, Hakusho. George, you have to be like, you got to give me some parentheses. My favorite character of all time is probably of all time. If we're just gonna go, my favorite character of all time. Well, okay, okay. Crap. There's probably somebody I can think of. Dosai from Old Boy, man. The main character from Old Boy is badass, but so he's probably up there. Andy Dufresne from Shawshank Redemption, Kurt Russell in The Thing, Al Pacino in The Godfather, Ray Liotta as Henry Hill from Goodfellas. We could go all day. But Merlin from 1998's Merlin, Sam Neill. Possibly one of my favorite characters in anything. Let's see, be more specific, man. Come on. Help me out. Cartoons create uncivil creatures. What? So many freaking things. I'm so behind. Cartoons create uncivil creatures. Dudes be getting overhyped, killing themselves over characters. Danny, while I understand that there is some truth in what you're saying, I remember there was some kid that killed himself over a Naruto character a while back, which is depressing and sad. It really was. You could say that about any fandom or really any obsession in general in life. It's unfortunate that it happens, but usually there's like an underlying issue with the people involved. Yeah, Videl is a good character. Pigtail Videl is good. Was she underage? If she was, I guess I can't say anything, but she isn't anymore. So Videl is, whoo, yeah. Hey, I don't care. Those Dragon Ball ladies are hot, man. Is there any denying this? It's true. Gohan doesn't even care about Videl. He let her get shot because he was drunk. This must be some super stuff. As long as he doesn't become Saiyaman again, it's all good. You didn't like Saiyaman, Blaze? Yo, Saiyaman was the shit. I Thoughts on becoming a boxer? I did see Creed recently, so hold on. All right. I actually do shadow box sometimes. Hold on. Okay. It's like, it's like, yeah. Sometimes I think about it. Well, my chair's way back there now. Those are my thoughts on becoming a boxer. I think it's you know what, man? I think I might be a little too old to get in my prime, but you know what? I have actually made it one of my 2016 goals to become a fucking beast. Like I want to work out. I want to. My goal is to be John Cena. Like that guy is so beefy, man. He's pure muscle. Him and The Rock, dude. God, these guys are in such good shape. I'm like, God, if I could have as much shape, oh man, be so good for me. Just prove everything about me. I want to do it. I want to do it. It's gonna happen. I don't know, but I want to be a beast. Boxing's awesome. I love shadow boxing. It's like one of my favorite forms of working out. Got to do more of that. Star Wars is better than Dragon Ball Z. Okay. That statement, Danny. Okay. I will admit to you that there are certain things about Star Wars that are better than Dragon Ball Z. But when you say Dragon Ball Z, you are talking about one aspect of Dragon Ball, which is a much more inclusive thing. Now, they're two different franchises. They're both epics. To be honest with you, though, in terms of characterization within the movies versus the television show and the manga, they're about even, to be completely honest with you. I actually think that within the expanded universes, there's a lot more that's been done with Star Wars that's much more in depth with world building. But to be honest, is Luke Skywalker that much more complex than a character like Vegeta or Krillin or Piccolo? Not really. It's Han Solo. I mean, they're pretty simple. That's kind of one of the things about both series that make them so popular. They're accessible. They develop concretely, but I don't know if I'd say it's better. Personally, Star Wars is something I loved a lot at one point, but Dragon Ball is like one of my favorite things ever. So I can't really agree with you. I think some things are better, sure, but they're different animals, man. They're different animals. I think the popularity of The Force Awakens really depends on the next movies and how they build on the foundation. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Okay, Revenge of the Sith Hayden was pretty cool. I agree with you there. Danny can say what he wants. I find him entertaining. Thoughts on Weebos like Zoro? As in Zoro in One Piece? Zoro's badass. I'm still waiting for some more like Mihawk stuff to happen. I want more boat cutting. I like Zoro. He's a good character. I think. I still think his goals are a little silly. I know some people are gonna be like, oh, I mean, I don't like his origins that much. I really don't. You know, whatever. But Zoro's cool. He's a badass fighter. I do like him. He's Chris Sabat. That's always a plus. A Zoro fanboy. He's pretty cool too. He makes some funny stuff sometimes. You know, I like that guy. He likes his animu. Star Wars over DBZ. Once again, I think I already answered the statement. If you think so, not going to argue with you about it, but you know, Fight on Mustafa had the greatest dialogue. Okay, now I know you're trolling. Now I know you're trolling. Okay, at first I wasn't sure, but I find it humorous. Like people can't troll me because I find it funny. You know, Star Wars inspired DBZ. Journey to the West and Superman comics and pop culture in general did. Star Wars was part of it, but to be completely honest, it was actually more Bruce Lee movies that did originally. To be fair, I think Star Wars had some impact on the direction taken into science fiction. But actually, if you want to know something, the things that were biggest around the time he made that shift, it wasn't Star Wars. It was actually Star Trek. I actually found that out. The interest in Star Trek actually was an inspiration more for Toriyama to take it that direction. A lot of people don't know that. It was actually right around that time when Star Trek movies were at their peak. Toguro versus Sunsui, who's a better villain? Look. I made a whole video about this, and I agree with you. Toguro, man. The Dark Tournament was beast. Favorite character ever? Yeah. My favorite character ever was probably Odaisu from Old Boy. But there's a lot of good characters, man. A lot of good ones. I also really like Ripley from the Alien franchise. She's awesome. There's a lot of good characters in film. I love The Bride. I love the bride from Kill Bill. I love Jackie Brown from Jackie Brown. Pretty so many great characters. All the Tarantino, like, I can't pick a favorite character, man. Probably Merlin, though. In all honesty, Merlin from the '98 movie. Some character from the '80s. I guess I mentioned a couple of them. Also liked the Terminator, actually, as well. Uh, Anakin Skywalker is my favorite character of all time. Not Darth Vader, though. What Anakin put that mask on? Trolling. Thoughts on current cartoon shows, Blaze? Well, funny you should ask. You know all that stuff that people like Adventure Time and Steven Universe. What's that? Gravity Falls. I don't watch any of that. Should I? Like literally modern cartoons, I haven't watched in years, other than like anime and I guess South Park occasionally. Like really, I don't. Should I watch that stuff? I don't know. Just I mean, I guess once again, if people want me to try, I guess I can. But yeah, current cartoons is something I really don't know much about. Uh, yeah, anything you recommend? Apollo Creed's a great character. Bulma's better. Bulma's a better character. Bulma's your favorite characters? What? I'm not sure what happened there. Something's eating Bulma. Something is better. Something is better than Bulma. Nothingness. Nothingness is better than Bulma. Blank white nothingness. The open void of nothing is better than Bulma. Zorro. Come on. You know Bulma's cool. Bulma's a cool character. Bulma's awesome. Come on. Nothing is better. Come on. Come on, man. Yeah, Goro's definitely more intimidating. He's got that neck muscle, that the collarbone. Yeah. Yeah, Sandman was awesome. Yu Yu over DBZ without the Super Saiyan aspect. Nobody would give a fuck about the series. It went from martial arts to Saiyan hype. DB is better than Z. Merlin become King Mickey instead. You want me to take over Disney? I mean, I don't know. Get the reference. Danny, look, I don't know if you know me, but that well, but like I think I brought this up a lot. Whenever anybody says Dragon Ball Z, okay, Danny, look, Dragon Ball is all inclusive. It's this big story, okay? Dragon Ball Z is just what they call the second part. It's all one inclusive thing. Naruto Shippuden, when people say Naruto, they're talking about the whole thing. You don't just talk about Naruto and then Naruto Shippuden, okay? It's Naruto. When One Piece did the time skip, do they refer it as that? No, it's all One Piece, okay? It's Dragon Ball. So if you're going to talk about the whole thing, that's fine. If you think Yu Hakusho is better than Dragon Ball, I can understand that. I even kind of agree with that a little bit. I can, even though I like Dragon Ball more. But that's an unfair comparison. Dragon Ball Z is half the show. Like Dragon Ball, I do agree that a lot of the best writing was in the early parts. I agree with you. But like people need to stop thinking of these things as two separate things. Like I don't know if I know you're not like this, Danny, but there were literally people like when I went to that convention and I did my little panel, like so many people were like, you like Dragon Ball better than Dragon Ball Z. Like it's the same thing. It's the same story. There are dare I say fans that watch just like the original Funimation dub of Dragon Ball Z and know nothing else. And it's anyway, moving on. Gunsmith Cats, if not, could you review it? It's 3 episodes. It's like it as much as Zorro does Bebop. Really? You want to know something? I've never actually seen Gunsmith Cats. Would you be willing to do a Patreon donation? I mean, I'm really trying to promote that. Like, if you guys want me to do like a full review of a series or something that's really in depth, I'd love it to go through some donations just so I could boost this channel and make it better and be able to devote full time to this stuff. That would be really cool. If you could, like that would make me feel really good to just like get just one to support some of these projects. But yeah, I mean, I'll consider it. Maybe I'll do like a first impressions or something. But I guess for 3 episodes, that might not be great. Maybe like, I don't know, like a very small one, but just putting it out there. Was always a bigger Stargate fan than was a Star Wars Gator for life. Oh, you know what? Stargate's awesome. I feel like Stargate definitely does not get quite as much hate. I mean, hype or hate. Doesn't get much of either. Yo, I'll tell you what though. I like the Stargate show a lot, but I also love the Stargate movie. Stargate's a big franchise that I don't know. I'm glad it's getting another movie. I wonder what direction that's going to go. I'm also Final Getsuga. You forgot about Dragon Ball. What? Merlin, you got to stop with the Zoro hate, man. Yo, I'm not hating on Zoro. I'm just saying that that goal is it's a little. I'm gonna be the best swordsman because she couldn't be the best swordsman, and I gotta live up to that. Like, like if they had like known each other a lot longer, if they'd been like really close, if they had like fallen in love hardcore, like I like it. I don't think it's a terrible origin, but I just feel like there's a lot more that could motivate them. But I'll give you this. I'll give you this though. I think his motivation is better than Luffy's because his motivation is just like this guy was cool. I want to be like him. So I'm just gonna be like I'm just gonna go have fun and just go around and do random stuff for the hell of it. Even Goku had a better motivation because at least he wanted to get better to prove something for himself. Like it's just Luffy looks up to somebody, and that was the original start. I know it changes a little, but so Zoro's is better than that. I'll give you that. It's not hate. It's just my personal feelings. So no hate. Let's see here. So many comments. I guess it's a good thing. Oh, okay. Favorite Disney movie and why? This has become my Q&A, I guess. Zoro. My favorite Disney movie is Hunchback of Notre Dame. Mostly because I think it's the furthest that Disney ever pushed in terms of their thematic exploration. Just so much violence, some sexual stuff, like really awesome stuff. And I love Quasimodo as a character. I like the songs. I think Frollo is the best villain in all of Disney. He's got the best villain song. It's just a fantastic movie. I wish the gargoyles weren't in it, but they don't really bother me as much as other people. I love The Hunchback of Notre Dame. It's one of my favorite movies. But what's your favorite movie, Zoro? I don't think I ever asked you. Don't say Star Wars. Don't say Star Wars because it doesn't count. You know it. Favorite porn movie and why? Okay. I don't typically, if you're talking about like a cinematic professional porn movie, I can't really watch those because they're distracting and I can't take them seriously. Okay. Um. I don't really. I don't really have a favorite. I mean, I like. I guess amateur collabs. If we're gonna go there, is that a little too intimate for you guys? Favorite hentai. I've never actually sat through a whole hentai, and I'm proud to say it. I've never really watched hentai. No, so yeah, I can't answer that question. I'm reading FMA manga, 26 chapters so far. It's just okay, but thinking I haven't gotten the whole Heim greatness. I'm not a big fan of the FMA manga, Z. I think it's good. Don't get me wrong; it's definitely good. But I don't like the way they took the direction for certain characters. Hohenheim is great though. So I want to ask, do you prefer him in the manga or in his original portrayal? Because they go different directions with him. But I don't know. I like Hohenheim a lot in both series. Yeah, R2-D2 does make a cameo in early Dragon Ball. You're right. I could send you the panel on Facebook. Yeah, please do. Have you noticed that a lot of anime did the whole tournament thing and how a lot make up the entirety of the show? Yeah, but I don't mind the tournament. It's simple, but it's not bad. Have you read the Jedi Academy trilogy? If so, what are your thoughts? I actually haven't read any of those, but I heard they're good. I liked some of the games. I think they were related. Oh, Rick and Morty. Never mind. Blaze. There is one cartoon I actually really do keep up with. Rick and Morty is awesome. Rick and Morty is awesome. Thank you for reminding me, Zoro. Yes, Rick and Morty is really good. I was thinking of more kids cartoons. Rick and Morty is amazing because it's basically Back to the Future. It's Doc Brown. If Doc Brown was just a little bit more of an asshole, and if Michael J. Fox was, just a little less awesome of a Marty McFly, but it's basically like more badass Doc Brown and Marty McFly. Seriously, never watched regular show. I know some people like it. Smoke. I mean, you can trust what Smoke says in some regards, though. He did give his review on Star Wars based on a enlightenment experience he had while on some kind of substance, I believe. So I guess you could take how you want to view that. I was talking to Mike, and he believes Luke Skywalker is a better character than his father. Do you agree? I disagree. Shout out to George Lucas for giving us Anakin. Luke Skywalker is one of my favorite characters. He's very well developed, so I'd have to. If you're including the entirety of Star Wars, I guess Darth Vader probably is the better character because he's got twice as many movies, but I don't know. Not my favorite character. I was saying Bulma was hotter than Videl. Oh, so Zorro likes the blue-haired ladies. I know what to send him for Christmas next year. Wow. No, but no. Yeah, I got it. Zorro's next lady friend's gonna be wearing some blue wigs. Yeah. Now I found out. Oh, Zorro knows. No, no. I mean, I don't think Fidel is an attractive young lady or older lady. How old is she now? But no. I mean, as animated characters go, Bulma. Bulma has aged the best. I'll give you that. Bulma's aged very well, but I couldn't deal with Bulma like in terms of her personality. She's too much to deal with. She's just too intense. She's smart. I like the braininess, but she's just I don't know, man. Only Vegeta can handle her, and even she's got him wrapped around her thumb. So whatever, thumb, finger, whatever. Yeah, but no, Bulma. Yeah, Bulma hot. I don't know. I never thought about. I've legitimately never thought about this before. I I think Vidal's hotter, but I don't know. That's just me. Thoughts on Kingdom Hearts? Well, I've only played two of the games way back in the day. I bet you can guess which games those are. So I'm not a diehard Kingdom Hearts fan. I like it. I like the world. I like the combat system. But it's been a long time. I thought they were good. Any show John H. Benjamin touches turns to gold. I don't think I know who that is. Gonna be making video my top 5 cartoons in the past 5 years. You might find something interesting. Oh, definitely watching that, Blaze. Yeah, that sounds cool. Oh, Master. Oh, Breeze. I know you're talking to Dub, but Master of None. Yo, Master of None is like the best thing on right now. I watched that on Netflix. So funny, so intelligent, so well acted. I never like knew anything about Aziz Azazi, but whatever his name is, but Master of None is like one of the best Netflix shows. I loved that show so much. It was excellent. It was really good. Yeah. Honestly, if that kept going, that's like the new Seinfeld. It's like at that level. It's really good. Really good comedy. Oh, we got Z's level of hotness. Okay. Android 18. No surprise there. Hot and strong. Videl. Oh, yeah. Bulma. Chi-Chi. Okay. I'm sensing that, there's something to do with power here, Z. Am I correct in assuming that the sexiness has something to do with the badassery? Which, I mean, it's definitely a component, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, if I was gonna, okay, we can go a little silly if you don't want this. There's attraction, sure, but if you're gonna wife somebody like for a long-term relationship, I mean, who's the best one? Who's the best one? Who's the best? Wait. The best. You know what I mean. Uh, eh, Chi-Chi needs more love though. Chi-Chi's cool. That's a video I got to do. There's too much Chi-Chi hate out there, but yeah, 18's the hottest. She's got the biggest forehead, man. She's like practically all forehead, and that's for me, man. She's metal. Well, actually, no. Horror movies, Dr. Catspaw. Oh, Bob's Burgers isn't too bad. Haven't watched much though. Go on, ruin Chi-Chi's character. How so, George? Oh, let's see here. Didn't like the panel actually, Merlin. Whoa. Whoa, Z. Z, what panel? Yeah, you got. Wait, let me go to Facebook. Is somebody like sent me this? Hold on. Let me get back on Facebook. I guess. Hold on. Uh, whoa. Ooh. Oh, little R2. I don't know if that's what you guys are talking about, but that was cool. Um, let's see here. Now I know DB and DB is the same thing. I just like the first half more. Yeah, well, that's fine. I think I'll say something. I think DB has the better choreographed fights because they're better animated. Yeah, man, definitely check it out. Let's see here. Da, 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 da. God, so much stuff. So many things. Okay. Oh God, too many comments. I can't keep up with this crap. Hold on. I'm so behind. You guys are talking so much. Oh my God, it's a good thing. It's a good thing though. Okay. Ah, yes, Blaze. Well, Blaze, thank you for being honest. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Blaze, for being honest. I actually really appreciate that. I know you're a broke college student. Thank you. Thank you. But hey, even if you want to donate like $1 just to say you're like a patron at some point in the future, that would be awesome. You have no idea how good that would make me feel at this point. I got to tell you guys, it's like you go over to your Patreon, it's like no patron. So it's like, like, help me a little bit. I'm trying to get some stuff that's awesome. But no, that's fine, Blaze. I do appreciate it though. Uh, planets are more important than cities. It depends on the city, I think, man. What are we talking about here? Zoro is one of the best characters in One Piece. Well, I'm not gonna argue with you there. I kind of like Sanji a little better myself. I like some East Blue food action, like some spinning kicks. I like the cigar. I think he's got the ladies, man. But personally though, Usopp's pretty cool. Not as cool as Sanji though. Let's see. Not super stoked about Emmerich's new Stargate movie. The original was fun, but it lacked the same wit and sarcasm, and the characters were way different. True, but Dub, the original film did have Kurt Russell and James Spader though, and there's no comparison there. The One Piece swordsmen are ass cheeks. They just send green cuts through the air. Lion King is the goat, my lord. Lion King is a great movie, but dare I say, overrated, just a little overrated. I didn't like Simba that much as a main character, man. He's just annoying. You're misremembering what happened, Merlin. Zoro could never beat Kukino no matter how many times they fought, and the last time they did fight, they made a promise to become the world's greatest swordsman. Yes, I know, but I want to see this. Okay, that means that I have to wait another 20 years for Zoro to get to that height and Mihawk to get to that height, and then it'll just be like, and that'll be great, but I'll be like 50, and I'll just be like, and I won't care by that point. I'm like, ugh. I know. They got to build up the greatness, and of course, One Piece has got to build up that hype. God. All right. Let's see here. The Great Mouse Detective, great film. Lion King and Jungle Book are the goats. Agree. Stairs. Stairs are hotter than what? Definitely go see the film. Oh yeah, I'll watch the dub. Kobe thoughts Jorge. Merlin likes that. Yo. All right. Go. Yo. No. Yo, Breeze Boy. Yo. No. Calm down, buddy. Calm down. First of all, buddy. You're welcome to your opinion, sir. But you can't come into the Merlin stream and say that. First of all, it's the 2003 FMA anime, sir. And I'm pretty sure that saying only 2 people like that series and prefer it more than Brotherhood is an inaccurate statement because there are tons of people that prefer the original series. So, once again, 2003 anime, and a lot of people prefer it. I think more people might prefer Brotherhood, but it's a very narrow margin. Check that IMDb rating, sir. Trust me, they're about the same. Man. And yes, Danny, 2003 is GOAT. Danny knows what's going on. Manu's Mike or Gohan's character. Ah! Which one's better? Oh shit. Um, I don't mind Manu's Mike though. And why do people call him Manu? Now, I still call him Z. I'm like the only person calling him Z anymore. What happened there? Gohan's character is better than Z's Mike, but it's just silly comparisons. Weed is good. We can't really disagree with that statement. Smoke said that Luke Skywalker wasn't even that good of a lightsaber fight. Oh. Smoke did say that, didn't he? Oh, fuck. SIGs are bad. Kisei. Anakin is El Garboggio. Correct. Think a curved lightsaber might make an appearance in these Star Wars movies? I prefer the lightsaber whip, actually. Anime Chi-Chi is kind of bitchy, but her bitchiness never really bothered me. I always thought it was kind of cute. Bull All right. It's officially too late now. It's too early in the morning. Oh shit. Bulma's pussy's planet level. Well, first of all, Danny. Okay, all right. If are we doing like a strength power level comparison now with Vegeta's intercourse with Bulma? Is that what this is now? Because look, first of all, I will admit I'm inferring this. Maybe Z can add something, but generally speaking, when these characters can control their ki, they have a base power level. They're not always at their max power because that exerts energy, and that weakens them. So when Vegeta's doing his stuff with Bulma, having that intercourse, it's not the same as him being a Super Saiyan, 5. It's in which one thrust would make her disintegrate and destroy the freaking continent. Okay, with that slight amount of force. So no, though it's they have look. She runs Capsule Corp. I'm sure she's invented some kind of lubricant or something. Okay, Bulma's the biggest genius, next to possibly her father. So I don't know about her power. By that logic, Bulma would have to be as powerful as Vegeta, guys. Come on, Danny. Come on. God. Thoughts on Champa's team and how they look? The robot is my favorite design of the 5. I do like the robot. Yeah, Ergo likes Chi-Chi. Badass women are hot. I agree. But Chi-Chi was a fighter. She could have been badass had she kept going. Let's be honest. Let's see here. I actually do think Cell is the best villain. Yes, I do agree. Merlin the Mighty, best DBZ character. Oh, yeah. Okay. Best DBZ character. I'm going to put my personal feelings aside, so this is a more objective response. Give me a second. Give me a second. Okay. In terms of character development, the best character is Vegeta. Okay. There's kind of nothing to dispute that. I mean, in terms of writing, how much progression he went through, he's the best. Okay. He's the best. He is. It's hard to dispute that. He legitimately went from this one point of being one of the most evil characters ever, and through years and years, developed becoming a hero. No character goes through that level of a complicated progression that smoothly. That's why he's, in terms of writing, you could argue he's the best. Goku also functions really well. Piccolo's up there as well. Gohan even is up there. Krillin's up there. There's a lot of well-written characters, actually. Bulma's up there. But Vegeta's probably top tier in terms of writing. It's hard to really dispute that. The only people that could really challenge him in terms of development of his character or writing, Piccolo, Gohan, probably the only ones up there. You know, to be fair, certainly not Tien. Sorry, Tien fans, but the guy didn't do anything. You know, once again, Tri-beam does not equal great character. Not necessarily. Not that I don't like Tien. I love Tien. Great character. But, in terms of writing, you see what I'm saying. Filler Chi-Chi's hairstyle needs to come up more. It looks way better than her Boo arc and current look. I agree. It was foreshadowed that Bulma and Goku would be together when she would see him the Poon. Then Chi-Chi came through all that Bulma. Yeah, Bulma actually was into Goku, which is kind of weird. I never really got that. I'm into chicks like Cornelia, Code Geass, Balika, Black Lagoon. You like the bad girls, okay? I mean, I can understand that. Like she is pretty hot. She is pretty hot. I'm not gonna lie. It's the boots for me. It's the boots and the tattoo. But I couldn't deal with her. Like it's like people are have these fantasies about like being attracted to a certain person, but once again, some people you're kind of removing from reality. Like you couldn't date a person like that. She's a freaking criminal. She's a violent murderer. Oh man. Oh come on! Don't you love the North Blue? Look, look, look. Zoro, you and I both know it's all about the all blue. Okay, it's about the best fish. It's about the best possibilities for deliciousness. That's what it's about, Zoro. That's why Sanji's the best. Because his motivation, okay, is to be the best cook ever. Because he knows how important food is for survival, man. I mean, like, what he went through. Like, dude, there's some intense stuff that happened. And you know it. You know it. Of course you know it. You can't, like, let's just say, I want you to hear your opinion, though. Like, if we're going to compare Sanji's motivation for what he wanted to do in achieving his goal versus Zoro's, okay, Zoro's got the swords, he's got the cool fighting, but like in terms of motivation, I don't know, man. I don't know. Food for survival, self-sacrifice with a mentor figure versus rival I knew for a little while that I felt bad about, must be best swordsman ever. I don't know, man. Something's a little off about that. Anyone sign the petition to rename this planet similar to Earth? Yo, send me that petition, man. I'll totally do that. Saiyan Saga Vegeta versus the Star Wars verse. Not answering that. Not answering that. Oh, man. Okay. Kurt Russell and James Spader worked for that movie, but they pale in comparison to Richard Dean Anderson and Michael Shanks' Space MacGyver. Well, yeah, I don't know, man. But that's all he was, though. I'm better than Z. Bulma's pussy has to be planet level. I mean, she keep Vegeta in check. But once again, yikes. It's once again, guys, it's not all about power levels. Did you know each straw hat represents a country? Zoro, Japan. Makes me feel Zoro that. Whoa. Nice. Yeah, Vegeta's been whipped. Piccolo better than Vegeta. Honestly, Piccolo's really close, but Vegeta's basically a copy of Piccolo, but they took a lot longer to develop him. Piccolo kind of changed with his relation to one character and kind of quickly. I guess you could say that means deep down maybe he was a better person and he had less baggage because he was created to be evil, or he was the son of the guy created to be evil, depending on how you want to interpret it. So I don't know. Piccolo was pretty bad, but Junior wasn't quite as evil as Vegeta, I think. Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, and Gohan can all be considered the best in terms of writing. I think people overvalue Vegeta's drastic change from villain to hero, though I generally agree with that gives him a case for best character. I mean, it's pretty hard to dispute. I do agree. I think Piccolo, Goku, and Gohan need to be elevated about a bit more, but it is hard to defeat that Vegeta development. Let's be honest here, guys. Most of you love DB and DBZ because you guys have massive nostalgia. If you watched it now, it's subpar at best. Come on, nostalgia sides. I did not grow up with the show. So, Coolio, you're calling us out. Is what you're saying, man? It's what you're saying. You're saying you're a Just saying. That we primarily love Dragon Ball because of nostalgia. All right. Let's give you a real in-depth response to this one. Okay, Mr. Coolio. I have nostalgic attachment to Dragon Ball Z. Okay, to the Funimation of dub of Dragon Ball Z. Yes, one of the reasons I like the Dragon Ball franchise so much is because I had a deep connection because I loved it as a kid and I loved it for years, and it literally was the best thing ever for a long time, and I connected with it as a kid. You are correct about that. However, for a while I didn't watch Dragon Ball Z. I was even embarrassed about liking it because I was getting into other anime when I got into high school. And anytime I ever brought it up around anybody, people would hate on Dragon Ball Z. Hated on it for years. There was a period in the mid to late 2000s where a lot of people made fun of it for all its problems. Trust me, I was there. I was embarrassed about my love of Dragon Ball Z. Okay, when I got to college, all right? Seriously, for years. But then I decided to get back into it based on nostalgia, and then I started to learn more about it. I checked out the Japanese dub. I checked out the manga. I checked out Dragon Ball Z Kai. I checked out more of the movies. I watched the original Dragon Ball section, and I started reading more and learning what other people said about it. And I found out there was a whole lot more to it. So, to be honest with you, sir, that's not a completely accurate statement. You're partially correct. There is a nostalgic attachment, and that is one reason why I think it is so high. But I never watched Dragon Ball that first half growing up. I watched like an episode or two ever. I never read the manga growing up ever. You know, I didn't see half the movies. I didn't see the OVAs. Seriously, I watched this stuff a couple years ago. I rediscovered all this stuff like in 2010, 2011 as a young adult, as an adult. And I was like, wow, there's some really good writing here. There's more to these characters than I ever thought. I just thought I loved it for the big space battles. Like, there's more to it than that. I legitimately like Dragon Ball for the characterization, the writing of the story, the awesomeness of the world, the uniqueness of it, and the development of the characters, and some of the great villains, some of the themes. The comedy is brilliant if you've ever read the manga. So, no, no, not really. I loved Dragon Ball Z because of nostalgia. And to some extent, yes, there is a nostalgic attachment. But to be honest with you, man, if I try to watch the Funimation dub of Dragon Ball Z, the original one, I can't even get through it. So I couldn't get through that stuff. I love what I've understood about the series and the world and everything so far. And in many ways, I appreciate it more than I ever did. So, no, sir. And to counteract that as well, that could be a case for a lot of people that grew up with it, and that's definitely a part of it. But there are young people now reading the manga, watching the anime that didn't grow up with it in the 90s or the early 2000s. New kids that are getting into it and watching it as kids now and loving it now. This is a series that is still being loved today. You can make the same argument about Star Wars. Oh, just those kids that grew up with it loved it purely for nostalgia and then make their kids watch it later. If it was purely nostalgically based, it probably wouldn't be as big or popular, as well loved and as passionate as it is. Now, nostalgia, like I said, is definitely a factor, but no. To say that it's purely because of massive nostalgia would not be correct. But I do appreciate you pointing that out, and you're right. I think that some people trying to watch it now as adults, it might be difficult. I think the thing about Dragon Ball is you have to get into it at a certain age. Yes, if I was like 26, which I am now, and started watching Dragon Ball, yeah, maybe not, but I don't know. So yeah, that's my response to that question. Let's see here. I guess I'll wrap it up because you guys are leaving. Let's see here. And a relationship popping. He was so quick to throw this blue goal away for some bitches. It happened in Fishman Island. I'm not kidding. I can remove myself from nostalgia since I shit on the old dub. Same for you, Hakusho. Of course, it's subpar. It just stick to the games for the most part. Oh, I'm on form. I still think they're 8, 9, 10. Vegeta wasn't really developed. Blah blah. Like you can summarize, Vegeta development is growing for someone who didn't care about someone. Unblock me on Facebook. What? Did I block you on Facebook? I don't know. No, Zoro, a funny story about that. I have a Twitter account, but I got blocked out of it. I got to reopen it. Yeah. Who cares if kids now like DBZ? I love the prequels of Star Wars as a kid. That's why I have a soft spot for them. But do kids really have a sense of what's good when it comes to quality? Uh, well, Coolio, you are right. I mean, yes, kids may not be able to discern the entirety of quality of something, but some things are designed specifically more for kids as opposed to adults. Well, for kids. See what I did there? So, in certain situations, you could say what a kid thinks of something matters more than what an adult thinks, first of all. So, yeah, who cares if kids now like DBZ? Yeah, I didn't think I blocked you. But, Coolio, you know, you're right. You're right to a certain extent. You're right. Like, I mean, obviously, we can think about things more critically as we get older. But once again, I don't know, man. Okay, let me give you an example. I'll give you an example. Okay, uh, for instance, something like Pokemon or Power Rangers. Yeah, I liked it when I was a kid. Do I ever watch that stuff now? No. I love that stuff almost as much. Seriously, I was a hardcore Power Rangers fan when I was like 6, 7, 8, 9. Same thing with Pokemon. No desire to go back to it now. There are some people that love it for nostalgic reasons, or maybe more so, but I don't discount that. So I don't know, man. I think there's something more to it than that. So, Coolio, are you stating that you're just not a fan of Dragon Ball? Is that what it is? Or DBZ specifically, I guess. But once again, it's Dragon Ball altogether. Yes, DBZ, is okay. DBZ, in and of itself, yes, of course, it's not as good as certain things. But come on, look, you're right, man. I love the show, so you know, but this is the thing. This is the thing, Coolio. I love Dragon Ball, but I can acknowledge all of its flaws, and there are plenty of things about it that bother me. But like a lot of other things that I love, I don't discount that. Well, Coolio, um, it's hard to say what's timeless, I guess, in terms of this conversation. But you know what? For something to be over 30 years old and still going as strong or stronger than it did in the beginning, it has to have something that connects with people and resonates with people. You know what I mean? I mean, if you don't like it, that's fine. Admittedly, you're right. If you grew up with it, you might have a different conversation. But I think there's something different than somebody that, somebody likes something purely for nostalgic reasons versus somebody that takes in the whole thing. Yeah, exactly. Some flaws. There are certain types of entertainment, certain types of stories that are designed to fulfill certain obligations and goals. Star Wars has tons of flaws, but it has this basic universal concept that people can connect with, which could potentially make it timeless. You realize that Star Wars is only a couple of years older than Dragon Ball. Really? Oh, it's only got 7 years on it. And they're both been around as long. They both have huge fan bases. They're both really big. So I don't know, man. I don't know. This is the thing, man. If something is really popular for like a little while, like a fad or something, and then it goes away, sure. But I think that the best way to tell quality of something, at least in terms of its success from a financial perspective, if you want to look at it that way, is how long it lasts. And like I said, you were talking about basically the most popular anime ever. This is not really a lie. In terms of worldwide, global, other than maybe Pokemon, it's the most known, best known thing. There are people that literally say, I've met these people. They don't like anime. They despise anime. They don't know what manga is, but they love Dragon Ball. They love Dragon Ball Z. And that's if it's something that can push aside people that have certain feelings about a certain medium and still accept that it's something else, whether it's nostalgic or not, that's impressive. Something's working there. Like, okay, Cowboy Bebop, for instance, okay? Fantastically written show, and also a legend in anime. But once again, you compare it to the level of hype to something like Dragon Ball. I mean, people are going to be like, Cowboy Bebop, that's anime. They'll watch it. I'm saying the writing might not be as complex, but there's something about it that resonates. Thank you, Legendary Mikey. I'm just trying to make a point here. While Pokemon is still popular, talking about the anime here, that's dog shit. DBZ is made for younger kids and teens. Okay, but Coolio, this is the thing. This is the thing, man. I admit it's flawed, sure, but then you're comparing two different things. You know, saying like Pokemon has something that resonates with people too. I might personally not like it as much as other people, but it's still going. People still love something about it. Once again, potentially timeless. At least it's something that has a lot of longevity in it. And like I said, I think the anime is, kind of crappy, but that's something I think people might like purely for nostalgic reasons. I can't go back and enjoy it. So it sounds to me like you're implying that the older that the audience is that it's focused on implies it's better. That's kind of a slippery territory there, because that's implying that something like, I don't know, something like Blade Runner or The Godfather is automatically better than Toy Story or The Lion King. Two different genres, two different goals, different types of directors and writing. Now, there's a lot of effort and time that go into certain things, sure. But remember to always take into account what the goal of the film is, or the other product, whatever you're talking about. What's its goal? What audience purpose is it trying to fill? And of course, there's going to be different interpretations based upon how much effort they put into it and how much the individual feels about it based on how they are. It's not everything's going to work for everybody, but you can't just narrow it down based on age. A kid might love something that I'll hate, but it's designed for the kid, not me. Coolio's trying to make a good point. I wouldn't say it's nonsense. I'm just saying you can't generalize. Like DBZ a bit growing up, though, it was more into Gundam, Trigun, and Lupin. Also good series. I don't, maybe. I think they're both heavily nostalgia based, but I think that still counts a little bit. A little bit. You can't completely discount nostalgia because, there's something about it you liked at one point. Well, you're saying that brings up the popularity versus quality argument. It looks at Transformers makes billions, but it's shit. Like, that's how I look at DB Dragon Ball Z. Well, this is the difference, Coolio. This is the difference between the quality versus quality argument. The popularity versus quality argument. You're right. There are a lot of films that I watch a ton of movies. There are a lot of films that have been swept under the rug that don't have enough funding behind them to get focused on by the Oscars or whatever. So a lot of people will never watch them, never hear about them, and they might not necessarily like those movies anyway. Versus something that has a lot of marketing behind it, like Transformers. When it comes to going out to the movies on the weekend to just have some fun with your friends and kill your brain cells for a little bit and get purely taken away by some other fantasy, Transformers works. Okay, even though they don't have any consistent meat behind them, there's no nutrition, there's no mental nutrition within the Transformers films. People can still enjoy them for a quick experience. But how many people own the Transformers movies and go back and watch them? How many people do you hear talking about how great the Transformers movies are and having parties based around them, having conversations about them, fandoms written about them, wiki articles written about them? None. Not really, because people actually care about something long running with Dragon Ball, because Dragon Ball is a long running story with well-developed characters and stories, whereas the Transformers movies don't have much in regards to any of their characterizations and are purely based on nostalgia from something completely different a long time ago. So I think that you saying the Transformers movies are the same thing as the Dragon Ball franchise is ridiculous and a little insulting to me, because you're basically saying that's my Transformers stuff, man. Now, I know you're not trying to be insulting, but I don't know. I think that's a little unfair. Just saying. I'm just saying. But that's my opinion about that. Let's see here. Yeah, it didn't really need super. I agree. Yeah, I mean, Coolio, you're entitled to your opinion, man. If you don't like Dragon Ball, I know people that don't, you know, but I do, and so do a lot of other people, and I think we have legitimate reasons to like it. And there are plenty of people I think that like it purely for nostalgia or like it for superficial reasons, but I love the characters. I love the world, and I love how epic and awesome I think it is. And I love the fact that there are people that are brought together because they're connected by it. And I think that there are I'm not sure, I'm sure that there are people that come together and have fun with the Transformers movies. But I think that there's a lot less conversation that they can have about those movies than Dragon Ball. How many interesting conversations can different people have? All these connections, all these friendships I made with you guys, with people in the fandom group about this. Literally hours and hours and hours of possible discussions about something because we love it. If you take something like the Transformers movies, there's not that much to talk about. I think there's something right there. You know what I mean? Hashtag just saying. Quality is opinion. Opinion arguments are useless. Don't argue opinion, just discuss it. Thank you. What series do you had to rethink whether or not it was good once you thought from your childhood? Honestly, man, I brought this up, but like Power Rangers, I had this weird thing with Power Rangers because, like, I I loved Power Rangers when I was a kid. I don't know about you, man, but I loved Power Rangers. And then I tried to like rewatch the original Power Rangers a couple years ago because my one buddy was getting back to him like these are terrible. This is not holding up at all. Like, I mean, I think some Power Rangers series are better than others. Like Power Rangers in Space isn't too bad. Lost Galaxy, I like those the best. But as much as I love the original Power Rangers, I'm I can't do it, man. I can't do it. That's a great example. And also Pokemon, another great example. Watched the anime recently. I'm like, stuff is horrible. These lines are horrible. This story is terrible. It's like, oh god, I can only watch it drunk. Admittedly, watching in Japanese is better though. I'll give it that. You're right. Express your opinion. Don't debate it. Gets you nowhere. Just when it comes to something that's purely opinion based, based upon an emotional response you have for whatever reason, because the human mind and emotions are very complex things. Even if something's really well made, two people might not necessarily agree completely on it. So, if there's something you really can't objectively explain, get your thoughts out. Try to back up your arguments as best you can, and accept the fact the other person disagrees. Say that your mind has been refreshed and you're working on it. You're thinking about things abstractly. That's all you can do. That's all these things are best for. That's what's great about art. That's great about entertainment. That's it. There's this is all great discussion to enhance our minds and our ability to communicate and form friendships and bonds. Because once again, great series like Dragon Ball and Star Wars can do that, and even like Power Rangers and Pokemon. It all depends on what you like. There are very few things I can think that are complete crap that have nothing to offer. Very few things. But unfortunately, I think they are out there. But you could argue maybe that's opinion too. That's where it gets tricky. Yo, Z, you don't like the Trigun anime? Once again, opinion. But I'll tell you what, I'm not a huge fan of the manga by comparison. But I will say this: the Trigun anime is beast once the Gung Ho Guns show up. The first like 8 episodes or so was like Trigun kind of sucks. Honestly, it took a while for me to get into that. I like half the anime. Does that count? Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see. There are objective ways to determine quality. If not, then there would be no difference between Boku no Pico and FMA. Ridiculous. Exactly. Exactly. No, I agree with you. There are levels of writing. Like one thing you could say is once again, the level of effort put into something, the level of love and passion put into something, plus the goal it's trying to obtain. Remember this, Soro. I do agree. FMA is a far better series, but Boku no Pico does have a goal. It does have an audience that it appeals to, and people do like it. So, is there as much meat, thematic exploration? It all depends on what you want out of the series, I guess. Not trying to be offensive, Merlin. Love you, man, but looking at it from an objective standpoint, I have a soft spot for Star Wars prequels, but I admit they are shit. Hmm. Okay, this is how I look at it, Coolio. Uh, I have a soft spot for the prequels too, mostly because of nostalgia. But I think they have a lot of problems, but I don't think they're as bad as a lot of people make them out to be. I think that's a matter of just the Star Wars fandom in general. A lot of hype. Objective is opinion. What are you saying? Well, that's like I said. That's where it's tricky. I think we, as reviewers, as critics, even as fans, that want to have serious discussion about art, we have to have a degree of standards. And obviously, not everything's the same. Not everything works the same for everybody. There is, I think there is definitely a spectrum of good and bad, but there's a lot of gray in there. There is a lot of gray in there. Like I said, for instance, I'll give you guys a good example. Roger Ebert is the most famous film critic of all time. And after watching a documentary after he died, I go to his website all the time and look at all his old reviews of all his old movies. There are certain movies that I'll love that he hates, and he loved that I didn't like that much. And a lot of times we agree. Now, does that mean he was wrong or right? Sometimes, I don't know. Like, for instance, Fight Club and A Clockwork Orange. You know what? He gave those like 2 out of 4 stars. I love both those movies. 2001: A Space Odyssey. It's like listed as one of his greatest movies. I think it's well made. It's a little iffy. Once again, and Dune. Okay, which I will admit has issues, and I like it specifically because I love the book series and I love everything about it. I think there's something about that movie and its surreal aspects that fascinates me. That's like one of his most hated movies. And he's like the most respected, educated film critic. But there are plenty of times in his reviews where he might have been thinking of something purely from an opinion perspective. And who knows what happened to him, how he looked at it during a certain day. And he got a lot easier on movies as he got older. There's a lot going on there. It's tough. There's a difference between Boku no Pico and FMA. Oh, Dub. Now you're trolling. Not all opinions are equally valid. This should be obvious. Now Zoro's getting into some interesting territory. Yeah. Okay. Whose opinion is more valid than another person's opinion? Oh, my. Now I'm in some slippery territory. How am I going to handle this one? Okay. I believe that to a certain degree, since we're all human beings with opinions, all opinions have some validity. However, I think that somebody that spends a lot of time watching a lot of different movies and films and television shows and cartoons, video games, whatever, comics, has a lot of knowledge and appreciation for characters and stories and tropes and writers and artists and directors and whatever, and spends a lot of critical time thinking about what makes that stuff good or bad and trying to get it out to other people and understand it, comprehend it, versus somebody that just goes to the movies on the weekend, gets distracted, and then goes to the next one every once in a while. Yes, I do think one person's opinion has more weight behind it than another's. That's true. But I also think that as long as you can provide a valid reason to back up your claim, something somewhat logical, there's something valid about it. I think a lot of people just have difficulty doing that or just don't bother. They're like, I hate it because it sucked. I liked it because it's great. BS? I cringed the first Power Rangers movie. I have a news, man. I have a news. Oh, my. Here we go. Objectively determining something is still using opinion to make something over something else. Once again, there's an element of truth there, but there has to be some objectivity to some extent. There has to be. I mean, you're all right. From an artistic perspective, yeah, I guess at the end of the day, there's nothing. But if we never tried to judge anything, I would not be having this live stream right now. There'd be no YouTube. There'd be no movies. It's like art is made to be discussed and for people to try to objectively judge it to some extent. That's kind of the tricky thing about it. You're right. It's all subjective, but we have to try and sort the best stuff from the crap, which generally speaking, I've seen good movies and bad movies. I mean, you take out something like, what is it? Boyhood, okay, versus what was that crappy comedy with like number 43, whatever that was. you can't say that those are like the same level of quality. You know, when people are trying versus not trying, something that was filmed over like 10 years versus something that was shot briefly because people wanted to get out of the way. Like there are times when there's objectivity. Like if somebody acts really well in one movie and then acts really crappily in another movie, there's a level of objectivity. Maybe the whole thing is subjective, but there are levels of objectivity within it. Like I said, there's effort there. How much effort did the director put into it? The editor, what music did they try to fit, et cetera, et cetera. Does it always work anyway? No. But there are levels of objectivity. We can agree, at least maybe that's not the sum of its parts, but each individual part, yeah. No, it's not. For example, Berserk has better art than Hunter x Hunter. It's not opinion. Once again, more detail, more art. But, Zorro, remember, if you want to take the broadest spectrum, Zorro, we're living in a world where the freaking Sistine Chapel or the Mona Lisa can be considered fantastic art, and that painting of just a boy pressing a little red dot in the center of a white canvas can be considered art too. So, might not agree with it, and I think there's definitely a difference there too, but some people will pay $1 million for that stuff. I'm not lying here. Yeah, the last couple episodes of Trigon are the best. Why is Zorro fanboy saying bullshit? Sigh, writing is objective. That's true. Once again, that's subjective, but now you're trying to say that there's nothing objective about anything. Well, we're all humans. We all have different opinions. Do you know what opinion means? A view or judgment formed about something not necessarily based on fact or knowledge. I know what it means. You're simply using. Be nice, guys, guys. It's good we're having a discussion, but let's all agree that if one person doesn't like, Coolio's not even involved in this anymore. Look. If you don't like Dragon Ball or Pokemon or The Godfather, that's fine. Just have a legitimate reason to back it up. I might not agree with it, but that's okay. If we all agreed on the same stuff, there'd be no point in having a conversation. So let's calm down. No, I see the views coming in, which is good, I guess, but no more fighting. No, guys, just calm down. Calm down, okay? Calm. This is why I'm never going to get big, because calm down, okay? Just calm down. I'm not going to feed off this shit. Just stop. It's okay. Don't argue. All right, I'm going to go down in the comments and see. Oh, it's subjective when it comes to games, films. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Z. Z's the one saying, hey, little peanut, how you doing? I don't know if I've ever met you. Good night. I'm out. Fact over opinion. Danny left. Ah, Danny. Art is all objective if you use common sense reasoning. My 9th grade high school play will never be as good as Pulp Fiction. Nobody could. Zorro, I have to agree with you there, but subjective, objective, fact, etc. Oh man, I'm sorry, Danny. Danny, I was trying to back you. I was trying to back you up, man. I'm sorry. I didn't want you to leave that. I didn't want you to leave, man. I feel really bad now. Danny was getting upset. I'm sorry. Like, yeah. Man, okay. To be fair, guys, I think that's the most intense argument. Anyway, whatever. It's cool. Whatever. Let's see what else we got here. Ebert had a really bad habit of. Yes, thank you, Dub. Exactly. David Lynch is one of my favorite directors. I'll admit he's very, very limited view about people that like his stuff, but Ebert hated his stuff, even the stuff that was like loved by everybody. And that was his opinion. Something about it he didn't like. And sometimes he would like something from a moral standpoint. Like he didn't like Blue Velvet because he thought it was too excessive because it explored stuff like rape and violence, and he thought it was and drug use, and he thought he was using it purely just to be excessive, and that's why people liked it. Lynch was just trying to say there was a dark underbelly to our society. And it's a really dark, disturbing film, but there's nothing wrong with trying to push boundaries and be honest. So he just didn't like it because it made him feel uncomfortable. I mean, that's literally what he said in his review. So sometimes there's other factors. To be honest here, it's very hard to be completely objective. We all have connections to certain things. So this pointless argument, we just need to analyze the degree of objectification. Coolio is correct. You're right. We're human beings with emotions. If we were robots, we couldn't create art. That's the thing. Now, I'll tell you what. objectively speaking, a certain car or heating system or airplane or computer can function better than something else. But we're not talking about hardware. We're talking about art. And I'm talking with this weird accent. I don't even know what this is. I think that's the linchpin, though. What's reasonable? What someone might find reasonable might not be reasonable to another. As long as you can argue it, I don't think it's objective. Saying it's all subjective is just very lazy and our excuse for people to have opinions without any reason to basis to back it up. Zorro, thank you. That is excellent too. Have you read Animal Farm, Zorro? If not, you should. I love Animal Farm. Has anybody read 1984 though? What does objectivity mean? Objectivity is purely based on factual evidence, basically. I really like the Ender's Game movie. However, I actually really like the book too. And I thought the Ender's Game movie was excellent. And once again, Film Fanatics, one of those rare times when I'm okay. I'll tell you guys now. I don't know if any of you guys listen to my podcast, but most of the time, all Dan and Justin, we all have different styles. We're different people. We prefer certain things, but we all do our best to be fair, take all these things into account. Like, in all honesty, this is the thing. I talk to some of these guys off air. They're my good friends. There are times when they say there's something about a movie they may not really like, but oftentimes on air, they try to be as fair as they can. We all try to be as fair as we can. Like for me personally, I'm considered a light grader because whenever I think of a film, even if it's one that doesn't come out very well or I didn't like it for whatever reason, I think about all the hundreds or thousands of people that put so much time and effort into these movies to produce something. And I'm thinking, it's very hard to fail a movie that might have something good about it, like the cinematography, the sound editing, the script, the acting, the costumes, the set design, the direction, the inspiration, the originality. Like I try to find something good in as much as I can. It takes a lot for me to fail a movie, So yeah, there you go. Headset. It's actually a really good one. I recommend it because my old fucking headphones were shitty. This is. Hold on. Let me tell you what it is. I have the software here. It's a really good headset. Really good. Like I'll tell you, whenever somebody like tries to come from another room and yell for me, I can never hear them. It's like when I'm listening to fucking Disturbed or Pink Floyd. I am in the zone, man. It is. Where the fuck is it? I forget what it is. Damn it. Shit. I need to answer his question. The hell is this? It's God. What? Hold on a minute. Not Logitech. What is this damn thing? Hold on. Hold on. I will tell you what it is. 1 second. 1 second, buddy. Hold on. Control panel. Audio. No, not my version. No, come on. What is it? What is it? Hold on a minute. Sound. What am I using? I remember I was so excited when I got this. Now I can't remember what it's called. Oh, it's yes, it has an awesome name. This is a Razer Kraken. This is a Kraken design one for USB. It's actually designed specifically for gaming. So these are like official gaming headset, and it's really good. These are like it was only like $60 or $70. So if you want to get it, go check it out, man. Check it out. Let's see here. So yeah, I just used the Hunter x Hunter example to prove that everything is not equal. It's an extreme example, but if it's true, extreme, true. Exactly. I agree with you. I mean, the Hunter x Hunter, animation is not as good. Gus Van Sent's Jerry. I don't know, man. There have been legitimate arguments to make that there's some really interesting stuff going on in that movie. So I don't know, man. Oh, Little Peanut. Come on. Am I too smart, guys? Am I trying to push people too much? I don't know. I'm just trying to help people, expand their minds. That's all I'm trying to do. I would say Berserk art is better than Hunter x Hunter art, but I don't think it's set in stone. Fact. Yeah, I mean, but to be fair, Zorro, this is the thing. Once again, think about the objective and the goal too. South Park is really crappy animation. It's one of the most popular cartoons of all time. There you go. Now, it's primarily popular because of the writing, but it's also the simplicity of the design to enhance the comedy. And that's one reason it works really well. You see? Also, something like Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. Not the best artwork, but really good stuff writing wise. There you go. Great comic, by the way. Worst three movies you've ever seen. Well, there's one called Battleground. Oh man, Battleground was horrible. It was like this slasher movie, but it was about this like veteran Vietnam guy or something that was a sniper in the woods that hunted these criminals down. It's one of the worst directed movies I've ever seen. Ugh. The movie The Loft that came out this year about these guys in this room with a murder, all these terrible characters I didn't care about at all. That was terrible. I've seen so many bad movies. Uh, Alien versus Hunter. Ugh. Their alien ship was this cardboard. It was made of cardboard, and there was this mist. And when the alien randomly jumps out, and you can see the zipper, and it's not. I don't think it's intentionally funny. I think it's that was really bad. Oh god. Oh god. Godzilla versus Space Godzilla is terrible. Oh yo. Oh god. There's so many bad movies. The Room's terrible. Avatar: The Last Airbender movie is terrible. Dragon Ball Evolution's shit. You know, the North Star movie's terrible. The American version of Old Boy, Human Centipede 2, shit, 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 shit. The first movie, at least I could say it was original, and the guy was creepy. But what a horrific piece of shit that was. I'm listening to more than three, Zoro. Is that okay? Once again, dude, there are probably people that like those, but I don't know, man. Z, I don't know if you're trolling. I also have to agree with Zoro. People pull the subjectivity versus objectivity card when they start losing an argument or debate, and in some cases, art can be objective. Why do they teach Shakespeare? You know what, Coolio? I agree with you. There are some people that don't like Shakespeare, but generally speaking, they read it, they don't watch it. Shakespeare is great, and I was an English major, so yeah, Shakespeare is great. And even if you don't like Shakespeare, okay, even if you don't like Shakespeare, his stuff came out in like 1590, and it still has themes that are universal, and it's still being taught and played to this day. Okay, that stuff is like 400, 450 years old, still going strong. Must be a reason for that. Something's up. There you go. Doesn't mean everyone has to like it, but it has a lot of influence that people have to admit. How do you feel about the creators of Avatar series phoning in the ending for Legend of Korra? Haven't seen Korra, dude. Can't tell you. Ever watched Moral Oral? I actually watched a little bit of it. I thought it was okay. Resurrection F is not garbage. Oh, I'm not trolling, by the way. Human Centipede 3 was the best because it finally found out what it was supposed to be, which was a film that didn't take itself seriously instead of trying to be edgy. There you go. It found out what its purpose was, its identity, and ran with it. Once again, like if a movie tries to be really serious and it doesn't work, there you go. It embraced the ridiculousness of it. Now, the reason I'd say on that point, Z, why Resurrection F was not garbage is because it embraced the ridiculousness of what Dragon Ball is now. Which is why, as a purely fun experience, it was fine. It had a lot of problems, but I will confess everything's about experience. Like when I saw it in theaters with a packed crowd of more hype than even the Star Wars crowd, that is the best memory of 2015 for me, film-wise. So you might say the film was garbage. I know you hate it, Z, but I loved the experience of watching Resurrection F. I really did. It was a great experience for me. Loved it. Zoro's acting dumb. Sorry, but it's the truth. Don't be meanie. It's garbage. Yeah, well. I find your hate of it very entertaining. The space gun thing was really stupid, though. But I say it was an enhanced space gun. Why not? Why not? Why can't it be? Uh, Notice how you can't explain what I'm saying is dumb just because that it's dumb isn't an argument. Guys, relax. Okay, relax. Relax, man. Whew. Oh. I'm going to ignore the fight going on in the comments. You guys can talk about it more if you want me to. But has 1984 become our reality? I don't think it's quite that bad yet, obviously, because we don't all live as like universal slaves under Big Brother. But the level of some of the stuff that science fiction has predicted is really scary. I think our society, stuff like Videodrome, stuff like Terminator, The Matrix, it's getting a little creepy. I will admit that there's a dark side to our technology, and I'll never forget. I will be honest. I'll tell you guys. I was walking. I work at a library, and I was walking home, and there was this tiny little drone. It could have just been looking at traffic. It could have been looking for somebody, but I'll admit I was like, oh God, the day I'm living in, man, it gets surreal sometimes. I'm like, holy crap, is this like why is there like a little flying robot flying around above my library? I don't know. It's weird, man. The world's weird, but amazing. Favorite DBZ film as a kid was probably Lord Slug, since it was my first one. See, that's an example of nostalgic love. Uh, you know, and Lord Slug, a lot of people like Lord Slug because of the violence, but a big criticism of that is it's just the King Piccolo arc over again. Personally, I think Lord Slug's one of the weaker ones from a narrative perspective, but the artwork is beautiful, the animation's beautiful, the fighting's fun, the story's okay. You know, my favorites. That's tough. I love a lot of the DBZ movies. Probably Tree of Might or World's Strongest or the Garlic Jr. one. I like a lot of the early ones. I also like Cooler's Revenge a lot and BoJack. The last couple I didn't like too much though. Like I hate the fusion one. I know a lot of people like that one. Now Blaze, that's a purely subjective argument. This is an example. This is an example of like there is a level of like subjectivity and objectivity. Talking about what kind of food you like. That is purely 100% subjective. Okay, because all our nerves are different. I prefer I like both, but I guess I prefer tea overall. But I don't know. Coffee's grown on me, man. This is the thing. I can't drink coffee black. I have to have a lot of sugar in it. There is no animosity on my part, Merlin. Just having a discussion. It's not a fight or anything. Okay. I just know that Danny left for a second, so I didn't want people wanting. Okay, as long as you guys aren't like you know hating on each other or anything, like no fighting. I'm trying to be positive. And of course, Z's like Lord Slug's one of the worst. And like I said, the cool thing about listing all the Dragon Ball movies is like the lists are all over the place, man, and that's fun. To be honest with you, if you want to talk about objectivity, none of the Dragon Ball Z movies are that great, but they're all pure fun, violence and just fan fiction to enjoy for a short little bit of entertainment. That's fine. I mean, that's why I don't include them in any serious discussions about canon, like Broly versus Cell. My response is I'm not going to get into this fucking argument because he doesn't exist in the canon, and Cell would win. Oh, anyway. Let's see here. I screenshot art saying not objective. Yes, sir. If I draw the line on page, it's not better than Picasso. End of argument. I mean, personally, like I said, I think there's a lot more to Picasso's stuff than a line, but somebody could make some sort of philosophical argument about the purpose of the line. Cell animation, man. I prefer traditional cell animation. Digital stuff's cool, but I like the original stuff. CGI, it really depends, but I like them all to certain extents. Fusion Reborn was another I liked. See, I don't like that one. Janemba was cool, but I didn't like it. Some opinions are more valid than others, Danny. An opinion with no reasoning to back it up is not relevant as one that has. I can agree with that. Battle of Gods was the best film. Tree of Might. Battle of Gods. See, Battle of Gods might be written in a way that makes more sense, but Resurrection F was just more awesome. Frieza came back, man. Come on. I don't know. As an experience free man, like there was no comparison. But Battle of Gods Battle of Gods is probably a better movie than Resurrection F. But I would probably rather watch Resurrection F again, though. To be fair. But like I said, my favorite movie is still probably BoJack. There you go. Oh man. Oh, but Z, do you like World's Strongest? I know. I think you said he was on low on your list. Why don't you like that one? Because I always really liked World's Strongest, but I liked the old, sci-fi mad scientist aspect, and I liked seeing Master Roshi do some cool stuff. Uh, you know, I thought it was. I liked it purely for the aesthetic reasons, but I guess it's pretty basic as far as story goes. Reasoning does not equal fact. Fact is fact. Reasoning is reasoning. It's funny all these DBZ fans are being milked dry by Funimation. Don't even realize it's a dead horse, so keep it dead. Not trying to start a war. Coolio, it's funny. It's funny because I know what you're trying to say, and you are correct to an extent. But if something's successful and people love it and want more of it, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, uh, you know. I mean, I'm gonna watch Dragon Ball Super when it's dubbed. I'm gonna probably buy that. Okay, I am probably. I am. I'm going to. Did we need it? No. But if something good comes from it that can add to it, why not? History of Trunks was really good. World's Strongest is one of the faves, but after watching it dropped heavily. Worst five of Slug. But I was asking why though. First of all, there's fucking ice that can drain Goku's ki. Like what? Hey, it's the Dragon Ball universe, man. It could be like magical ice. I don't know. I guess I'm reaching there. I don't know, guys. Have we run out of steam? What do you guys think? You guys want me to wrap this up, or you want to keep going? Because I don't really care right now. So I got time off, man. I got nothing to do. Besides comics, movies, anime, manga, what are some of your other interests, Merlin? This has really become my Q&A, hasn't it? um. Okay. Hmm. All right. Let's see here. I love music. I've actually really gotten into music again. Like I've kind of rediscovered my love of a lot of old bands I like metal, hard rock, industrial, classical, techno, rap. I love music. I have a massive appreciation for it. Uh, I also, I'm kind of a sort of an amateur, like average gamer. Like, unfortunately, I'm not always up to date with things. But when I get into a video game, I really do get into it. So I am something of a gamer too. I just don't talk about it as much because like I'm always behind and limited. But I love video games. I'm also really big into literature, man. Like I love a good book. I try to keep up with that. I've been getting back into reading, just in general. I love stories, poetry. I like. I love history. I love reading about history. I love philosophy. Let's see. Like I said, I like going to conventions when I can. I like a good museum. Uh, I love food. I'm also, believe it or not, a little bit of a country guy. I love hiking, camping, fishing. Let's see. Is that about it? Uh, I think it's about it. Uh, yeah, it's pretty much me. Oh yeah, Dungeons and Dragons. I get together with my friends and I do some of that stuff, which is fun. It's pretty nerdy. Yeah. I'm also obviously into collecting some stuff. I think that's about it. Yeah, man. And I also write too. Um, I like to write articles, as you know. I'm doing more on my site now, so I try to blog pretty evenly. I'm also working on some short stories again. I'm trying to tackle a novel. It's like a dark fantasy thing. So, yeah, I don't know how long that's going to take me, but yeah, writing something I'm trying to get really back into as well. Um, let's see. Can anyone prove that we actually exist aside from stating it? Ah, no. Admittedly, the statement of what exists is kind of a complicated question in of itself, but there's no way to really 100% prove anything, is there? I mean, you could say it, but there's no scale to concretely base things based upon other anything that we can observe. So no, not really. To be honest, we just kind of have to go with it to a certain extent. But yeah. Then you have Wheeler's plan being stupid. He wants Goku's body and be stronger than him with the Kaioken. True. That Lenny from Motorhead died today. Oh no, really? Oh man, that sucks. Yeah, Motorhead's good, man. Motorhead's good stuff. Dead Soul Tribe? No, actually, I don't know. Are they like a group? Do you agree with the statement, we are doomed to repeat ourselves when it comes to history? I like bringing this up to my brother. He does not see the point of history class. Uh, I think that after all these years since recorded human history, which once again, excuse me, Blaze, we can't completely prove. Like, I can't prove anything happened, before I became conscious. So I don't know. It's based upon what I could perceive. But uh, I think that it's interesting that despite all of our technological advances and everything, we still have basically the same fundamental problems. And we often, I think we are steadily improving. We are trying to better ourselves, but we do repeat a lot of the same issues. And I think the more we can look back and understand where we came from, the mistakes that our ancestors made, the mistakes we continue to make, we can find some way to avoid those mistakes. And I think we have learned. I think we've made a lot of progress in a lot of ways. So I tell your brother, history has its place. He might not find it interesting, but it's extremely important. I think history is extremely important. It really is. Admittedly, I'm not a science guy, but it's really important. Absolutely. I'm a huge history buff, Zoro. Love history. Like, I love like learning. One reason I love Game of Thrones so much is because, like, long before that existed, as a kid, I loved reading about, like, the War of the Roses, the Tudors, Henry VIII, like the inner like castle politics between the nobles and the royal family. I love that stuff. Love it. DB should have ended with Frieza. The series creator decided to continue with simply money on his mind, and Frieza got weaker. Yeah, nobody ever was to the same level of hype as Frieza from a narrative standpoint. I do agree, but the Cell Saga was awesome, and Z likes the Buu Saga, so there's good stuff that came out of it. Oh man, like Trunks, Cell's character, etc. Yeah. Oh, well, you pointed out next one. Yeah, you're right. They're great things. They weren't necessary, but they were awesome. And Arc is Z, except for Boo. Trunks stuff from plot perspective is the best stuff. Well, yeah, I mean Z. That's why I like the Cell Saga the best, is because from a writing perspective, that shit is good. That shit is really good. I think the fact that Shakespeare has themes that are still relevant today is proof that history repeats itself. Boom! Zoro hits it out of the park, man. Yeah. Oh yeah. Great band, progressive metal with a lot of tribal rhythms and poetic delivery. I'll have to check them out. Damn, Zoro, never thought about it like that. Well, might have something to think about before sleeping. Yeah, it is like almost 6 in the morning for me. But I don't know. I mean, this has been a pretty lively stream, actually. You guys, man, you guys are talking. I might do another one of these in a couple days, but maybe like not tomorrow, maybe the day after. I'll try to invite some people in, but I hadn't done a stream with you guys like one-on-one in a while. I'm gonna try and make these a little more consistent into next year, if you guys like. If we can keep the conversation this lively, though. Yeah, definitely. Oh man. Yeah. Yep. It's 5:45. You and I are on the same time zone. Where are you at, Coolio? Are you East Coast somewhere, buddy? I'm in good old Pennsylvania. I'm in the mountains, the trees, the cows, and the Amish, and the William Penn people. Rick Santorum, you can blame him on me. I sent letters to him when I was a kid. Keep it stream, man. They are fun. Oh, well, Zoro. The streams are never going away. I don't know why. I just never really did them as much. But you know how it is, like back in the day when you didn't have that many subs and like it was harder to get people in. Like if I can get like a standard amount there, it's good. You know. So yeah, I'll keep it up. What I'm actually gonna try and do is I'm gonna try and do like streams. I guess I'll try and do them. Well, first of all, guys, since you're here, I'll ask you guys right now, if you want to check out the website. I gave like a list of like different projects I'm planning for the year. Is there anything you guys would like me to see consistently? Like, if you can donate to the Patreon, that's great. But if you guys can't, just anything you guys suggest. Do you guys like the Merlin cast? Because I've been just using that for interviews lately. But once I get through the initial couple, I've got Shot, Mars Girl, Blaze, Random Anime. I think I'm gonna do Falcon, Rick, and Bankai, and I think that'll be it. And then I'm gonna go back to doing my news, but I'll probably do them as streams. I don't know. I kind of like keeping these as separate ones, so it's up to you guys. But I'll try to keep them consistent. I do enjoy them. No, no. Cool. You didn't piss me off. No, you really didn't. No, man, you're cool. You and I go back. You one of the loyalists, man. That's a history reference. Quiz: who were the loyalists? It's a Revolutionary War thing. It shouldn't be that hard then. Yeah. No, you didn't piss me off. It's fine. Just like you know, you keep cool, keep cool. I'm cool with it as long as you're contributing to something intelligently. It's fine. Ugh. You're in Toronto. You're Canadian. The Canadan. That's cool. I got some family from Canada actually. I'm like a fourth Canadian, I guess. My grandmother was from Newfoundland. Blaze, you should hang out with Hero. He lives in like Brownsville or something. Yeah, he's in Texas too. You guys should totally hang out. And Z and To Kill an Enemy need to hang out with me. You guys live in Maryland. You guys live in Maryland. You guys should all come out to Zenkai Con this year, maybe Otakon or something. Seriously, we should plan for that. It's like in Maryland. It's like a big con. Totally. Z, you and Dole have no excuse though. You're like a couple hours from me. I know you. We got to do some Phantom Group meetups, man. Can someone explain why Shake is relevant today? Well, you see, he was relevant because people like milkshakes. There's the Wendy's came out with their brilliant vanilla idea. Groundbreaking. Also, the Harlem Shake, pretty fun as well. Shakespeare's influence extends far beyond what people generally consider to be his territory. Culture of the theater. It's kind of funny the theater's still relevant today and still does pretty well considering movies and everything. There's still a place for it, though. I really do like a good play or opera, though I need to go to more of them. I don't really do that much. He's regarded as the greatest writer ever, but I'm not sure we need to study his works anymore. Damn! Shots fired from Z. Z, I will admit some things might not really make sense anymore. Like, not all the problems are the same, but you're telling me we don't need to study Hamlet anymore? Z, have you ever read Hamlet? Ever watched Hamlet? Dude, watch Kenneth Branagh's version. Watch Mel Gibson's version, dude. Seriously, man. Explore Hamlet and tell me we don't need to study Hamlet anymore. Legitimately, Z. I mean, I was an English major, so, I love literature. So maybe I'm a little biased, but, just saying. Just saying. Just do it, man. Well, Blaze, I'm going to have more guests coming on. Yeah, definitely. What I want to do, though, is I'm going to go through some stuff. Well, I do a podcast. All right. Well, I have to organize it. Okay, the podcast is going to be based around weekly news. I'll do a segment, but I have to do an I'll have a discussion with somebody on a particular topic. Like, for instance, next one I do, we'll have a Ghost in the Skull discussion. You're just talking about that, and I'd have you on because you're that's like your favorite thing. If I want to talk about One Piece or Cowboy Bebop, Zoro, North Star or Kaneko Man, Hero, Z, Dragon Ball, Hakusho, Dragon Ball, Walking Double the Dead, FMA, Shot, random stuff. Sailor Moon, I guess. Lunar would be JoJo. I could probably name something for everybody, actually. Yeah. So, something like that. Try to keep it organized. Weren't there's the American colonials that were little to the crowd? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Zoro. You get a gummy. I'm sending it to you. I'm sending the spiritual vibrations to you. Tastes really good, Zoro. Soak it in, man. Sour Patch Kids. By the way, you guys know the trademark Zoro? Zoro's good. And most of those loyalists went to Canada. Danny's from Cali. Cool. Only ever went to Cali once. San Diego, back in the day. Best city in the world, my opinion. On the topic of podcasts, it'd be cool to see you guest on Radiodrome or something. If they're a channel, I guess I'll see if I can get on if they'll have me. I mean, the only massive guest I guess I've been on anything was Louis Senpai's. So I guess send them some requests and I'll try to get in. Louis. That guy's funny. Maybe skim over it, but do not study the original work like the dialogue. Oh, but there's so much poetry in there, Z. Oh, okay. Didn't mean it too literally. Okay. Yeah, I think Hamlet still has its place. Spark notes. Well, as long as you get the essence of the story, I guess that's fine. My favorite author. Ooh, ooh. Okay. I've got a couple answers for you. I really love Joseph Conrad. He did this wonderful novel called Heart of Darkness. It's actually the book that Apocalypse Now is based on. It's about the African colonization and explores literally like the evil of mankind. It's from like the 1890s. Really good book. Um, I also love Stephen King. I'm a big fan of his stuff. But in terms of like my favorite stuff, it's a toss up right now between H.P. Lovecraft and Robert E. Howard. I love that type of like early sci-fi horror. It's really good stuff. Also a big fan of Isaac Asimov too. I think Asimov's like the best for science fiction. Uh, am I the only one who's famished when people claim Star Wars TF is better than Mad Max Fury Road? Like, damn, I love Mad Max. Yo, Coolio, Coolio. This is an interesting argument to what you said earlier. When you guys were discussing the whole objective versus subjective thing, I actually used this on a podcast debate with Justin. Justin was like, "Man, there's so much complexity and depth in this film versus this, so obviously it's far better. You can't compare them." And then I was like, "Justin, who gave Mad Max Fury Road an A plus? It was like your favorite movie. Guess what? That was a very well made movie that was pure fun, pure action, pure glorified over the top violence with that goal in mind, with very limited characters, very limited themes, very limited plot. But it was an excellently well made movie because of a particular goal and focus." Once again, shut him down. Complexity doesn't always equal the best. So, yeah, I'll tell you right now, man, I love Mad Max more than Star Wars. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Mad Max Fury Road is fucking amazing. Best Straw Hats live stream discussion. I don't know. Gunsmith Cats? Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. You want me to review that? Patreon? Yeah? Yeah? Oh, man. It's sad, but I don't read enough to have a favorite author. I'm not on Merlin's level when it comes to books. Zorro. Zorro. Yeah. You liked Animal Farm? Maybe? Uh, well, it's fine. Zorro, I could recommend tons of good books to you, man. It depends on what you like, though. Jonathan Kellerman, you want to know something funny? I've been seeing him all over the place. I even have one of his books in my room. I've never read him. Childhood's End, cool. I should have Bob died Louis, bodied, but bodied. Mad Max was goat. Mad Max was goat. One Punch Man and Gurren Lagann is popular because it's so complex. Thank you. See, it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. Sometimes it can be fun and it works. Embrace what it is. It has focus. Elementary school. That's legitimate. That's legitimate though, man. It's legit. Under the Dome was excellent. It's a thick book though. I'm trying to think of something I could recommend to Zorro. There's this really good book I read in college. It was called Nip the Bud, Shoot the Kids. It was it was basically like Lord of the Flies, if you've ever read that one. But it was about these kids that were in Japan during World War II that were sent to a juvenile facility. They were basically like delinquents, but they were abandoned and they had to survive on their own. Really good book. Very short too, so not too dense for you. Actually, probably one of my favorite novels of all time is Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky. That's a really good book if you guys are interested in like ethics and morals. Good stuff. Yeah, definitely. I will confess though, still haven't been able to get through Moby Dick. Though I like Melville a lot. I mean, Billy Budd and Bartleby the Scrivener is like one of the best short stories ever written. I think that's a very timeless story in regards to the pointlessness of going to a job that basically doesn't fulfill you and means nothing. Very depressing. Very depressing stuff. But can't get through Moby Dick. My cat is sitting on the floor staring at me, not sure what she wants. Hey, is Alex Delaware not always leave me satisfied? Double for some reason. Double. I'm kind of waiting for you guys to stop. It's like I'm like, I don't know. Accidental. If you guys have noticed, though, I tend to be fed by the comments. So once it stops, damn it. I don't know what, man. When it comes to book, my retention is low. It's just easier for me to listen to an audiobook or watch a movie. No. No. Hey, sometimes absorbing things differently when you're looking at something visually is difficult. Like Zorro, I'm a slow reader. Like I might have ADD. Like I don't know if you know this, but like when we were kids back in the day, Harry Potter. At least when I went to school, all the kids were like, "Man, I got through the Harry Potter book in like 2 days or something." I'm like, "Look, generally speaking, it took me like a week or so to get through a Harry Potter book when I was reading it. For instance, I like to take my time and absorb it. Sometimes I might space out while I'm reading. I have to go over a paragraph. It's fine. I'm not a fast reader, but I read. I still like to read. No, if you want to listen to an audiobook, that's perfectly fine. I've been getting into that. I'm listening to an X Files audiobook right now, actually, because I'm so hyped for the X Files. There's nothing wrong with an audiobook if that helps you. You're still absorbing the information. However you want to get it, man, that's fine. No, there's nothing to be ashamed about with that. I like audiobooks. Actually, like if you're interested in fantasy, like you like Game of Thrones, check out the Robert Jordan's Wheel of Time, man. Like if you they have plenty of audiobooks for those. That's really good stuff. Like it's some of the best like fantasy ever written. It's really good. I'd recommend it highly. When it comes to Margaret Atwood, I don't know who that is. Good on you. I'm not necessarily sure what a Patreon is. I'm beginning to suspect part of my problem here. Um, well, if you go to okay, uh, Patreon is basically like it's kind of like Kickstarter, or basically like there's a subscription. If to support the channel, like basically you can do it by video or you can do it a month. Like let's say you want to donate to the channel to help keep it going, just to help me out so I can focus more time on making better videos for you guys. Like I have different tiers. Like if you donate $1, you'll get like I could do like a quick video on something for you and you get a shout out. It goes up to like $2, $5, and the more money you donate per month, the more requests you can put in for bigger, longer, and more complex videos. That's basically all it is. And you could type in Merlin the Mighty through Patreon, or I have a link on like the channel somewhere all the time. So yeah, check it out. And I try to give you guys like different prizes and stuff. Like at a certain point, I could give you some stuff from my collection if you donate a certain amount, like for the highest people. So yeah, that's funny. Some people don't even know what Patreon is. But yeah, if you guys want to support me that way through donations, that would be fantastic. I mean, it would really help me out. Uh, let's see here. That's funny, but yeah, either way. The ruins. No. Actually, I never read the. I don't think I know what that is. Scott Smith book. I'm reading The Revenant right now. That's awesome. Um, I don't know, Coolio. I don't know. I think reading will always have its place. It's just a question of how it's going to be integrated, basically. But no, you should read Zorro. Though. It's good for the mind, man. It really is. It really is good. Uh, it's funny. Ever since I started working at the library, I've been getting on people's cases like, "You should read more, man." Hey, hey, articles are good too. If you like reading scholarly stuff, that's awesome. Like one thing I've been really into lately, I like reading like analysis of films and stuff. Like I read this. I've been reading some really good stuff through these databases about commentaries on like Wes Craven's films and about how much it did for the slasher genre and how it's really underrated in terms of like empowering female characters was like a big thing and sexual exploration stuff like that. It's really good. Um, I don't know, man. We have to keep hard copies of some things because what if something goes down and everything's lost? Here you go. I'll tell you what, man. If you really want to help out, you don't have to do the Patreon thing. You can just donate to the channel. Okay, you don't have to go to the Patreon site if you don't want to. Like I think on the main page I have a donation thing. If you give me $5 or $10, tell me you did it, and then I'll look at my little thing and say you can, you can request whatever you want, and I'll do it. Okay. If you donate, I will do an excellent video on whatever you request. We'll keep it as simple as possible. Man, I didn't know this Patreon thing would be so hard. How does Mars Girl do it? She's got like tons of patrons. God. Basically, you donate stuff, I can do a really long, awesome video about whatever you talk about. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. I'll go hardcore analysis on it. That's all it means. It's about a carnivorous plant in the Aztec temple. Really? I think he was talking about reading not Patreon. Was he? At what point do you think our technology will start being more harmful than helpful? Ooh, I think when it comes to the point where nobody ever has to leave their house to do anything and never has contact with another human being. I think when it gets to that point, might be a problem. Speaking of slasher films, have you heard of the game Until Dawn? Definitely inspired by it. No, actually, I haven't. What's it for? What console? When someone has the ability to clone a human, that's scary. That would be scary. But maybe we could all be Hitman Agent 47, right? Oh man. Oh. $1, $2, $3. Oh, Zorro. I haven't seen the new one yet. Oh, okay. All right. My least favorite Tarantino film would be Death Proof, hands down. Then it's probably Reservoir Dogs. Then it's probably Inglorious Bastards. Then it's Django. Then it's Jackie Brown. Then it's Pulp Fiction. And then it's Kill Bill, volumes 1 and 2 combined. I did that when I was really tired. Can't believe I came up with that. Oh, that's probably it. So don't know where the new one will fit in with that. What about yours, Zorro? I'd like to hear them ranked, sir, from least to favorite. Put it in the chat, man. Yeah, I'd bounce back at you, son. Oh. If it gets to the point, our technology will finally have a purpose. Oh, Zorro liked the list. Good. Don't you hate when people underestimate the power of animation? Like Mom always says, it's just a cartoon. Yeah, I hate that too. Death Proof was still a good movie. I liked it, but I think it's probably the least awesome of those films. I prefer Planet Terror, but that was Rodriguez, actually, personally. All right, guys. Well, put in your final comments. I'm getting kind of tired. But yeah, put in your final comments and questions. I'll respond to them when I can. And if you guys want to send in questions to the Q&A video, put them in there too. I'll be doing the official video probably in a day or two. And then 2016 will start for some whole new things. Yeah, I'm hyped for the Deadpool movie. Check out the article I wrote about it on my site. I am hyped for it, but I also talk about why I don't like Deadpool that much. Yeah, I know that's a big deal, and I'm too tired to talk about it now. So you can read about that on the site if you like. All right, everybody. Well, it's been a really good conversation. Always sending requests and ideas for things. The reason I do this is to have great conversations with you guys. It's actually really fun. I'll try to make these more of a regular thing. Yeah. So I'll probably make a video for you guys later today. This is totally spur of the moment, but I'm glad I did it. All right, everybody. Have a wonderful morning, and I'll talk to you all later. Probably do a live stream pretty soon, actually. We'll see. All right. Stay magical, everybody.